Yes, guys, welcome back to Kings of the Bridge. How are we all doing? I hope you had a blessed New Year's. Big up every single one of you. We are here right now to talk about the process that we've got coming up right now. If you're involved and you're interested and you want to be involved right now, hit the fucking like button right now. I want to see the likes increasing. There's 40 people here right now. Get the likes up. What are we doing? If you care about this football club, you hit the fucking likes right now. Hit the likes right now. I want to see it. That thumb that's right there, you hit it. Get it up right now. Yes, there's been a plan right now. There's been a plan all day for this protest to be created. Yes, I'm in Dubai. Of course, I can't make it. If I was in London, I would have been there right fucking now. But I need you guys right now to make sure you share this live and get it out to everyone across YouTube. Come on. As a family, as a Chelsea community, we should be doing this right now. What are we doing? What are we doing? Yes, sorry, I wasn't on earlier on. I was out with some friends. We went out and I said to Matt that, it might be a bit later that I'm on tonight, but he still brought a live on as soon as we dropped the 6 p.m. news. And big up to Matt for doing that as well. But right now, what I need you to do is hit the thumbs button, give us a follow and share it out. Share it out, because if you care about this fucking football club, you would do it right now. That's all I'm going to say. Yes, I was brought in a group. Yeah, it was involved with some of the biggest Chelsea creators. And even though I'm in Dubai, I still care about my football club. I still want to make sure that we try and bring some sort of implementation around this football club. I want to make sure that my football club, even with me across the world, still, if I can, out of my own will, make sure that we can make it something that it isn't right now. And this is the problem right now. Yes, there will be people protesting. There will be people over joining the protest on the 17th. That's something we're going to highlight right now. But I need you guys, as the people in the chat, to make this happen. I can't do it on my own. I'm not the only person that can do this right now. You, as the people, need to make it happen. Share. Hit the like button. Make YouTube have to share this right now. Share it on your YouTube. Click share on Twitter. Sorry. Click share. Put it on Twitter. And fucking share it. If you care about this club, you would do it right now. That's all I'm going to say. If you don't, then you think we're just going to live in this bullshit mediocrity, then it's on you. I can't make you share the live, but don't fucking come in here and tell me that, Jem, you need to make shit happen. Pies, you need to make shit happen. Con, you need to make shit happen. You can't say that to us, because we're here right now trying to make shit happen. Even if I'm not there, I'm trying to bring the community together. We've got over 12,000 people on Twitter already. 11 or 12,000 people on Twitter who have liked and shared my tweet right now. And I'm going to bring it up in a second. I can't protect this club anymore. I'll do any more that I can if you guys are not doing your bit. Do what's important. Do what's important. And like Leary said here, we need Eghbali out. Clear Lake out. Done. Just share it. I'm not asking you to do much. Like even this live right now, so people understand what's going on. It's not fucking hard, guys. Just share this tweet right now. It's here. Look, I'm putting it in the chat. Share it. Some people are leaving already. Why? Why the fuck are you leaving already? We had to leave 50 people here. You're idiots. Oh. You're idiots. Fucking share the live. Share the live out if you care about this club. And I've put the tweet in here right now. It's on my TikTok. It's on my Twitter. I can't do any more than I've done now to try and fucking share this and try and help you try and make a difference. Everyone messages me every day saying, Gem, Pies, Con, fucking you name it. All the people that have like decent, bigger followers than me, and I'm involved, saying to me, Gem, we need to do something different. We need to protect this fucking fan. We need to protect this club. We need to make a difference. We need to make our voices heard. You've had it here. Why are we what are we doing? I don't want to hear it anymore. If you care about this club, 40 nearly people here, make it shared. And if you're thinking, what am I talking about? I'll share it right now. I will share it to you right now. We brought a tweet here for everyone to be involved right here. I don't want to hear that. Oh, you ain't doing anything. Here, right now. Here. You see it? You can see my tweet. It says, hello, everyone. Chelsea fan protest against Begdad Egbali and the sporting directors. Chelsea versus Brentford, 17th of January, Britannia Gate, Stamford Bridge. The protest starts at 1 p.m., guys. 1 fucking p.m. 1 p.m. If you care about this club, you will share the live. I'm not doing this anymore. I don't want to see Rosner as my fucking manager anymore. Yeah? And I'm not trying to be all diggy and iffy for him because it's not his fucking fault. He's inexperienced. And he ain't ready for this job. But this ball will think that he's ready for the job without realizing that this is Chelsea fucking Football Club. This is our club right now. We've seen better. We've had managers here that have been successful and won. Yeah? Don't put the pressure on someone that doesn't deserve the pressure. That's my fucking message to you guys right now. I don't care how many people I've got. I'm not fucking the biggest account in Chelsea. But guess what? I've been involved in the biggest accounts because I have a voice. And if I could use my voice for 40 people or my family right here, I will use that fucking voice for the 40 people that are my family right here. Yeah? I don't care. I don't need to be, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. I'm not that fucking guy. But you know what you get from me. Every time that you guys come to this fucking live, you know what you get from Gem. Gem will always be honest, whether it's good or fucking bad. I am here for my family and Chelsea fucking Football Club. I grew up seeing Gianfranco Zola, Gianluca Vialli, Gus Poyet, Dennis Wise, Dan Petrescu, Ed De Goey, Frank Leboeuf, Marcel Desailly. This is me. Sharing it from the heart. Yeah? I can't do any more. Yeah, I'm not as big as everyone else. I can't do any more than what I'm doing other than be here for you guys and support you and show that we as a family, forget everyone else. As long as we do what we do, we have done what we can. Yeah? Relevant if it makes a difference or not, it doesn't matter. It's better to try and make a difference than not make a difference. And that's the fucking difference, right? We fucking try as a family right now. I don't want to see Enzo Maresca sacked to bring fucking Rosner in. Yeah? What, we're gonna put all this pressure on fucking Rosner, a guy that's managing a club in the French league that's 7 points away from UCL Champions League. That ain't fucking right. That ain't his fault. That ain't his fault. That's the fucking wankers above, yeah? And I've had enough. 4 years, 5 years, I told them I will keep my mouth shut. And as a fucking Chelsea fan, with all the people that trust me, I've kept my mouth shut. As you guys that have followed me for long enough, no, Gem hasn't said anything really about sporting directors. Gem hasn't really said anything about the manager. Gem hasn't really... Well, guess what now? 4 years, 5 years, 4 years in the summer window, I am here. Because timing means everything, yeah? And the problem is, the fact with timing is that we are going 2 fucking steps backwards, guys. And that's where we find ourselves now. 2 steps backwards with this fucking bullshit. that our managers and our board, not managers, sorry, our board and sporting directors are leading us into. And what I need you to do now is share it on your fucking Twitter. If you care about this club, every single 42 one of you in here would share it. Share it. I would share it now. Share the fucking live. Yeah, because this is important. I might not be there, but there's over 15,000 people that have already seen my tweet. 15,000. That's nearly fucking quarter of our fan base at fucking the bridge. If I can do that as a man and try and help, and I'm not Pies or Con or fucking anyone, if I can do my bit to help this fan base, make it clear that we need to unite together in this moment of the fourth or the fifth year, then I will do it, because this is my fucking football club, right? Relevant to what happens to me, I care about Chelsea Football Club and every single one of you that are fucking here right now, right? I care about every single one of you and everything that's in my heart right now. What happens to me in my personal life doesn't matter, right? Where I am, what I am. Yes, I can't make the protest. I'll be honest with you guys. You know this. You've followed me for long enough. I'm in Dubai. I can't get myself to it. But if I was in London with my missus, I would be one of the first people there leading every single one of you there. 46 plus everyone else of Pies, Con, Chelsea, Accountability, fucking Lewis, all the people that have been involved. There's 22 people that have been messaged like me and involved in this moment. I would be there and I would be backing you, right? But I can't do that right now, right? So that's why I need you guys to make sure you're there at 1 p.m. and supporting. Otherwise, I would be there. I promise you, with all my fucking heart and how much I love this club, right? I want you all to understand how much I love this club. I would be there. I would be there. I would. I was there the first time it happened. I don't care if I got nut under 10,000 followers. I don't give a fuck. All I care about is my football club and everyone that's involved in it, right? And people can diss me and talk about me and say what they want to say, right? But you guys have been here long enough to understand who I am as a person and what I say and what I care about my club. And that's why you come here every fucking week to listen to what I've got to say, what Matt's got to say, and big up Matt, who was in here earlier doing the live. I couldn't be here. I was out. I couldn't be here. But I wanted to make sure that I was here for you guys. You guys that are here right now in the chat. I wanted to make sure that before I went to bed tonight, even though I've got to fucking check out and go to another hotel, which is a big fucking ball ache, yeah, I made sure that I am here for you guys. But you guys need to show me that you fucking care. So share the fucking like, share out this YouTube right now if you care about what's going on, and help me. You need to help me, guys. I can't do it on my own. I generally can't. I'm one person. I'll do everything I can. I've got 15,000 people involved. But you are the guys that need to make it happen. To show Pies, show Con, show Chelsea Accountability, show Lewis, show fucking all the 22 people that are involved in organising this, that we are serious and trying to help our football club. That's all I can do. Listen. The message is getting around. Big up to you. I'm doing my best. I ain't got the biggest following. I can't. If it was me 2 years ago before playback, 300, 400 people in a live, yeah, I could maybe share it. You know, now I'm struggling like with you. Like, listen, I'm struggling to get 50 to 100 views because I can't spread the message. But guess what? Every single one of you are here have followed me from playback and supported me. So you make sure that that number stays high. Hit the like button. Hit the fucking like button. That's all I've got to say to you. Hit the like button and share it out. YouTube is here for us. But YouTube won't be here for us if we don't share it. Share it. Guys, share it. Everyone needs to share. Exactly. Everyone needs to share. I can't do any more. I can't help you if you don't work with me. Work with me, guys. There we go. Look. If I can't do it on my own, like now, I need you to help me. I can't do it on my own. I'm not a big enough mouth. People message me all the time. You're one of the big people on Twitter. Yeah, maybe. I'm not the biggest, but I will always make sure that I'm in the position to always make the right decisions for my football club. And right now, after being supporting this football club for 35 years of my life, I feel that I am in a position to make sure that I can help this football club. But I need you guys to do it. Deal, it's good to see you. Big up, Jem. Let's go. The mess they caused by a bully. Yeah, exactly. It's 2026. You guys are still protesting. Is that your remarks? Is that how you feel about it? What do you want to do, WK? Do you want to be the man that sits back and accepts what happens with our club? Or do you want to be the man that steps up and tries to make a word in the media, in front of the fucking board? All this bullshit. Yes, you might feel like it may not work, and you may be right. But if we're sitting here doing nothing, yeah, what does that mean? That means we're fucking accepting it. So if you want to accept mediocrity of your football club, then you continue just saying nothing, right? But if you care about your football club and you want to try and help it, then you do it. Because guess what? Yeah, when the shit hits the fan, you can turn around as a Chelsea fan and look at yourself and say, do you know what? I tried to do something. I tried to make it happen. I tried to help the other Chelsea fans across worldwide. I tried to make a impact on the Chelsea fans that go to the bridge. You have to. You have to try. You have to try. And don't attend games. Yeah, Tiffany, like that might be one of the ways, but right now we're trying to do it in a certain way. We're trying to do it in a certain way. They have done too much damage. I hope our fans get together and let's fight. Listen, I'm going to share it now. I am actually going to. It's here. Look, it's here. About sharing it, it's here. It's in your fucking face. Look. What more can I do? Chelsea fans protest against Begdad Ebbali and the sporting directors. Chelsea versus Brentford on the 17th of January. Britannia Gate, Stamford Bridge. Protest starts at 1 p.m. What we demand: clear accountability, the end of micromanagement culture, the flexibility over volume, and then football expertise prioritized at board level, proper manager support, and a Chelsea that competes seriously in both the Premier League and the Champions League. One club, one voice. Change must occur. Read the statement. And the statement's here, guys. I don't know if you've not read it yet, but the statement's in your fucking face. Now, if you want me to read it to you guys to keep it here, it says one club, one voice, Chelsea supporters statement. And it says right here, if I can zoom in. Chelsea supporters are encouraged to join a peaceful fan-led protest on the afternoon of our home future against Brentford, which will take place at 3 o'clock on January 17th. So, if you want to be involved in what we're doing, you get involved on this support right now. For the last 4 years, they destroyed that club. I'm just not seeing any shares on Twitter. Like generally, I can't do anymore. I'm generally come on now, and I didn't need to. I could go to bed and wake up tomorrow, pack my bags, and go to my next place. But I wanted to make it a point, right? I genuinely wanted to make it a point, and I don't know whether people are actually sharing it. I'll be honest with you. If you care about this club, you would be sharing this. We've got nearly 15,000 people sharing this tweet. And to be quite honest with you, I put out a tweet now about we're live. You know, there's only certain people that are here that can tell me that they're actually serious. If you are serious, then you would be here right now. So I've got to say, there's 680 people that have reviewed that. Do you know what I mean? We can't stand for this mediocrity. So what do you want me to do? Deals. I'll do everything I can. I'm going to concern myself with more important things. I am a supporter for 25 years, but my life does not rotate around football. I have been to a game since 2 goals were fired. Listen, WK, I have no issues with that. If that's how you feel and you don't feel as attached to this football club, then that's cool. But if you're someone like me that does lives every day, that puts out tweets every day and tries to implement a little bit of positivity and negativity around this football club, then I can only do what I can offer. If I ain't doing what I can do to try and support this football club, then I don't feel like I've done enough. So I'm not questioning you about how you feel about this football club. If you don't feel that it's not important in your life and you're happy with it all, then cool, bro. But guess what? There's people like me, there's people in this Discord, there's people that I care about in this group that feel like me and feel like it needs to be said. And listen, whether it makes a difference or not is a different story. But let me tell you, say it now, with the people that we've got involved, from Pies to Con, who have got massive accounts, who are sharing my shit as well, along with, fucking Lewis, along with Chelsea Accountability, along with Chelsea Blues Feed, along with all these people that have got a couple 100,000 people. We are trying to help this football club. Yeah. And 40 people here just annoys me because it's like, you don't care. You don't care because not the 40 people that are here. The 43 people that are here care. The people that are not here, when we have 97, 105, 110 people in this live, where are they? Where are they? Because these are the people that come in this bullshit chat and call me out for not calling out the owners or not trying to do anything different, right? And I'm sitting here right now at fucking, what's the time in Dubai? Fucking 12:48 in the morning. You can see it. What does that say? Listen, 1 a.m. in the fucking morning, yeah? Listen, I'm not even lying to you. I want you to see everything. Look, nearly 1 a.m. in the morning. It's 12:58, right? You see, 1 a.m. in the morning. And I'm sitting here trying to fucking help my people and trying to make a difference, yeah? Because I'm fed up of the mediocrity of my football club relying on managers that are not ready. Rosner is going to be our manager in the next week, by the way. Next week or so. Next week. Next fucking week. What are we going to do? Are we going to accept that? Yeah? We're going to accept it? Or if Rosner gets appointed, are we going to all sit there and say, do you know what? It's not the manager's fault. It's not the fucking player's fault. I'm going to blame this fucking board. And I promise you now, I mark my words, every match preview and match reaction that we have coming up, I promise you now, if we have Rosner as manager and we lose to Man City, well, he's not doing Man City, but we lose the next 8 games in January, or we draw the next games in January, I am not blaming the players and I am not blaming this manager. Do you know why? Because this fucking board, keep making decisions because they're up their own arse about fucking managers, questioning them about their responsibilities, about what they're doing in summer windows, about everything that's important about my fucking football club, yeah? If they can't do that, and they just want to put whoever they want in charge because it's the easy route, like fucking Rosner, I will question it. I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck. People go, I don't like Maresca because he done 2, 3, 4 things wrong. Cool. You can hold that. But when Rosner comes in, and he doesn't do the same thing because he needs time, don't sit here and come to me and say to me that we should be doing better. We shouldn't be doing better because this fucking board keep appointing the wrong inexperienced managers that don't allow these players like Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo, João Pedro, fucking Wesley Fofana, Cucurella, Reece James, all the ones that are fucking important in this team, do anything fucking well because we keep appointing the wrong managers who are not ready for the step up. We got Callum fucking McFarlane managing us against Man City. How many of you here are sitting there going, I trust him? I don't fucking trust him. And guess what? I don't blame him. So if we lose 3, 4, 5-0, you're not going to see me sitting there blaming Callum McFarlane. Yeah, if that happens, right? Because guess what? I'm going to be blaming the fucking board, right? The board deserve every bit of what I've got coming up to them, right? This is a decision that they've made. Yeah, if they want to make this decision, cool. 36 people, I lost 10 people just talking fucking sense, yeah? This is the problem. Everyone wants to talk about the players. Blame Enzo Fernandez. Blame João Pedro. Blame Pedro Neto. Blame Garnacho. Blame Chalaba. Blame Tosin. Blame fucking who you want. But guess what? Who are the people that employ these people? Go on. Tell me. Who are the people that have employed these people, brought them to our club, and said, you are good enough to lead us to a fucking Premier League? Go on. Who? Lose George stream, everyone. Let's go. Like the stream. Please, Angie's here right now. Please like the stream. You know, this should have over 100 people in it. It just pisses me off. Like, if you cared about this club, where the fuck is everyone? Like, generally, I'm going to go to the toilet for 5 minutes. I need everyone to share this out. Not even 5 minutes, 2 minutes. I need everyone to share this out. Click the fucking, below the thumb, click the share and share it out if you care about this club. Hit the thumb and share it. Like, honestly, I don't know what to say. I'm going to the toilet. I'm back in 3 minutes. But you need to share it till I come back because this is all the effort that we're trying to put together. And I haven't gone through the poster yet to explain to you guys what it says. Like, honestly, like, I don't know what to say. I don't have nothing to say. This is what we want. Bullshit. Where are we? What are we on? What are we doing? Is it worth continuing? Does everyone not care? Oh, we got 53 people here. Oh, sorry. Do you hear me piss? Yeah, good. Fucking hear me piss. Piss on these fucking pricks that are running our board, yeah? I've had a fucking enough. I've had enough. Every time I think, do you know what? They've got rid of Enzo Maresca. I was fuming. The timing of it was wrong. I explained it to you guys on the last fucking stream. Yeah, it was wrong, all right? And now we're sitting here. Rosner will be manager of Chelsea next week. Rosner this, Rosner that. Fucking Rosner! 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 Don't get, honestly, I'm gonna lose my shit. Fucking lose my shit. Rosner. Yeah? You got rid of Maresca, who is our biggest winner of all of our managers. Club World Cup, Europa Conference League. And you're going to bring me Rosner, who's just learning everything at Strasbourg. 7 points away from UEFA Champions League football. 7 points in the league away from UEFA Champions League football. Who's concentrating on winning the Conference League that they managed to make last year. You're going to tell me that this is the person we need at Chelsea Football Club to be successful? Are you fucking mad? Are you mad? I swear, if I was in that board right now, I would ruin Winstanley, Stewart, Egbali, and Topoli. I told them, you're fucking deluded. You're deluded individuals. Yeah. And people go, oh, you gotta give him a chance. You know what? I will sit here if Rosner's appointed. And do you know what I'm going to do the rest of this season? I'm not going to talk about the manager once. If we lose a game, if we win a game or draw a game, all right? I'm going to sit here and be respectful to Rosner. Yeah? You know, Nonny Season says he'll win us the Champions League. Cool. But guess what, Nonny Season? Yeah? The wrong appointment at the wrong time. A man that's still very young, trying to learn his managerial experience, trying to build himself up with some credibility. A man that's in France trying to do what he needs to do to get to the next level, right? Why the fuck are we appointing him? Why are we appointing a guy that ain't ready for this club? I'm going to say this once. Strasbourg and fucking Chelsea are two different things. Two different things. Strasbourg, Chelsea, Strasbourg, Chelsea. When is this ball going to learn that they are different? That they are two different things. Right. I don't know where Pies is. Pies has got a sore throat. He's messaged me just now. I just said to him, listen, look, where is he? I'm saving myself for the weekend. Cool. But I'm sorry, I'm messaging Pies. It's fucking late. It's late. Chelsea fans are planning a protest against co-owner Egbali and the wider club hierarchy. People say, what does it, where? I'll share it to you right now. I'll sit here all night. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. You don't like me or not, I'm here. Yeah, I'm here all night. It might only be 8 o'clock where you are. Guess what? Let me show you. It's 1:09. 01:09 where I am. If you care about this fucking channel and you care about this football club, share it. I'm up at 1 in the morning, sitting here, sharing my shit out because I care about my football club. I'll sit here till 4 in the morning. I don't care. I'll sit here till 4 in the morning, 3 hours from now. No, I'm not in the mood right now. So I'm just telling you. Chelsea fans are planning a protest against co-owner Egbali and the wider club hierarchy, arguing they have failed to meet the standards required. The protest proposal comes one day after the departure of head coach Enzo Maresca. The protest has been planned by a fan group titled Not a Project CFC and is scheduled to take place before the Premier League fixture against Brentford on the 17th of January. Like, if you're not generally okay with that, I don't know what to say to you. What am I on? I'm on nothing. I'm on about caring about my football club. That's what I'm doing right now. I care. You wait? No. Drinking water. Drinking drinks. I'm pissed off. You know, this is the problem. Everyone starts questioning me. Oh, you this or you that. It doesn't matter what I am. What I am is sitting here right now at 1:10 in the fucking morning in Dubai, talking to you guys about making sure that you're around, making sure that you are aware of a protest for this fucking football club and making sure we make the right decisions. Right? What more can I do? Relevant to what I am. I'm here. What does it matter? What does it matter? Tell me. Like Pi said, I'm fucking passionate. Carlito wants to come in for 10 minutes. What we saying? I'm going to be honest with you guys right now. You ain't going to like what he's got to say because he's the opposite. Like, he thinks he trusts the board. He thinks they're going to make the right decision. That's cool. But I promise you now that you ain't going to you ain't going to like what he says. I'm just telling you. But you need to listen to it. You need to understand maybe the other side of what he has to say. Yeah, people will call me out. Are you wavy? Are you snap? What does it fucking matter if I'm wavy or not? I'll still be here. If people know me long enough, I would still be on this fucking channel trying to protect my fucking club. Yeah, because people at me every day on Twitter saying, you need to do something. You need to do this. You need to you need to do this, or, you need to make it a point. But there you go. I can't do any more. It's been put out. There's over 20,000 people. There's over 20,000 people that have seen what I've got to say. I can't do any more than what I've done. I love my football club. I love it with a passion. I'm sitting up at 1 a.m. in the morning talking to you guys.
Look at this dedicated jabroni. Look at this dedication. What's up,
listen, Carlito, listen, me and Carlito might have different opinions, but he respects me because he knows.
Oh, yeah.
I always have a good, my opinion is from the heart. I try and care about my football club, all right? We might not agree on things. He loves the board. I might not. But that's not the point. The point is we're trying to make something, all right? We're trying to help everyone on Twitter that asks me saying, you need to make something happen. You need to do something different. Please help this football club. I'm doing what I feel in the moment. And in over 5 years that I've listened, 4 years, nearly 4 years of listening to this new ownership, I have kept very quiet and listened to what they've done without questioning anything that they've done. And fucking Carlito knows this. You know why? Because me and Carlito talk every day in DMs. Right, Carlito? Tell them so they understand.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know.
We talk every day.
Well, you're a friend. You're a friend of mine. So I respect you as a friend and as a soccer guy, which are two different things. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love that. Jim's a good dude. Good shit.
And listen, he's going to come out now, and I'll be honest with you. I know Carlito. I'm not going to argue with him. I'm going to let him say what he's got to say, and I'm going to say what I got to say. And as friends, we're going to respect what we've got to say about our football club. But that's as far as it's going to go. You're not going to see me and him arguing today. I'm not in the mood to argue with anyone. All right. All I care about is my club and the people that are involved, like Carlito and all you people in the chat. I just want to give the best I can with my own fucking community to help this football club. That's all I care about. That's all I care about. So,
so there's things, and there's context to what I have to say.
Go on.
The first is that you read the reports that are clearly being given by Maresca's side and his very, very powerful agent, George Mendes. Now, agents are shadow people, right? They're not front and center, but they run the sport. George Mendes is the most powerful agent in football. And the Athletic report today said things along the nature of Enzo was being asked to play players to keep their valuations up. That is a really strong accusation. In fact, Jem, you might argue it's one of the worst things a club could do to a manager, right? I mean, it's up there with cheating. You might argue it's up there with asking a team or a manager to field a weaker side and lose a cup competition. I mean, it's really bad. They better have good lawyers, because I think that the club is going to have a really appropriate response to this if it's not true. If it's true, I cannot defend any aspect of it. None of it. None of it.
I'm glad you said that. Man. At least I can't. At least he's saying from his heart right now. That's what I care about.
I love football way more than Chelsea. Yeah. Chelsea is 10% of my football life. I coach. I'll eventually be a president of a club again. Football has been in my life way longer than Chelsea. I don't look at the sport through Chelsea. Chelsea's just one part of it. So if someone were to tell me I have to play a player because when we sell him, we want to sell him for more than we bought him, I'm going to tell them, fuck you. You're never going to tell me shit when it comes to my lineup. The lineup is mine. It's sacred. It's a manager's job. to pick the lineup. And if it's good, he gets praise. If it's bad, he gets shit. That's it. Okay. But here's the deal. I don't think that that's true, because if that were actually true, it would have come out long before Maresca, long before Maresca. So I don't buy it. And I think that was pretty irresponsible reporting, where if you're only going to get it from the side of Maresca and his agent, then again, you better have good lawyers, and Chelsea's going to respond to this. Chelsea will absolutely respond to this. That's a really, really, really bad thing that is absolutely fueling this protest. Like that right there, that one allegation, more than anything else, that's the one where he's being told to play players he doesn't want to play because they're losing their transfer value. Agents are calling in to Winstanley and Stewart saying, why isn't my fucking player playing? You need to tell your manager to play these guys. If that's actually true, that's a real big problem for Chelsea. But if it's not, that's a real big problem for the people that have been writing articles from the perspective of Maresca and his agent. And that includes one of your friends. So I'm just going to say that right there, that the people that have been saying these things, they better be right. They better be right. Because if they're not, it's going to be a problem. Now, when it comes to the protest, I'll separate that from this one particular thing.
Yeah.
This one particular thing. The protest itself is not going to change anything. It won't. And it doesn't look good that you're protesting Liam Rossignol when he's about to come in. That doesn't look good.
That's the wrong message.
I know you're not protesting it.
That's not the wrong message. That's the wrong message.
I know that, but it's going to be misconstrued as that.
It's not, because the message that's been put out in the statement and in the papers that we put together is about the board, Eghbali specifically, but the actual sporting directors. We're not talking about Rosner, even if he is appointed. It's talking about the people that are in control of making the decisions, brother. That's what we're talking about. Yeah.
But here's the deal. Once a certain percentage of the people that show up start getting drunk, it's going to change. I fear.
It's not on Rosner. It's the wrong message. It's the wrong message.
I fear that it will. I'm just telling you, I'm a little worried that it will.
It's the wrong message. The message
It
that we've
of
put
course
out,
it's the wrong message. Of course.
Yeah, I want to make it clear, Carlio, because you know I'm a man of my word. Yeah.
Yes.
Like my message and why I backed this protest was to do with the decision making from the sporting directors to make the right decision. Listen, I know your comments on Maresca. I don't even have a problem with that, because everyone can choose their decisions on how he managed and what he did over the time. My question is on what we do next and how we improve this football club. And if you're going to bring someone in that is not ready for Chelsea Football Club, then I'm going to question you. And I hope you can understand that. Yeah, I'm going to question you from making a decision to bring someone who is 7 points away from UEFA Champions League in French football with Strasbourg to Chelsea Football Club, who need to make Champions League football and also win trophies because they're in 3 or 4 competitions, right? So my point is this. I don't blame him if he gets appointed, right? If he does and he has to take us for the rest of the season, I hope that he gets us to the levels that this board see him doing, because then me and you can sit there and go, they made the right decision, right? Because I promise you, if I'm wrong, I will sit here and say I'm wrong. I promise you, I'm wrong. But if he doesn't, based on what we've seen over the 3-4 years under this sporting directorship, then we're going to have the same problem when it comes to talking about the decision making on the experience of the manager and the manager who they're trying to bring in terms of readiness, in terms of experience, in terms of their overall profile, right? Me and you spoke about one thing. We said if Xavi was brought in, we might actually not care too much about, we might not care too much about Maresca being sacked. Why? He's won the title. He's got experience. He's managed some of the highest profile footballers in world football. He has a bit of a different
profile or footballers.
Yeah, but we can agree that it's different, right? Compared to Rosner, right? You bring Rosner in, who's trying to find these ways a little bit early. Not saying that he can't be a great manager, but just needs time to do what he needs to do in the French Football League, right? We decided to pull him, piss off the president over there, throw in Callum McFucking whatever his fucking name is as the manager there because we've decided to pull fucking Rosner over to Chelsea. I just don't see it going too well, brother. I see it being a fucking problem. And that's why we put a protest out there against the sporting directors, because it's not about hating them. It's about the decision making they're making. Every time they sack someone, they're following the same bullshit and not actually finding the right manager that we feel as fans may be able to carry us through this next 5-6 months of January to May or March, whatever it is, April, till we finish, right? Does that make sense? Do you understand that? Yeah. Because why?
I used to MC protests in college, but it wasn't protests of entertainment, which is what football is. I was protesting foreign policy, real things, not football. So believe me, I'll actually send you a photo of one of my protests I was doing back in Vermont. I totally get it, but one of the things that I learned when I was doing these things in my 20s is that you have to keep your message pretty concise and clear, right? It can't be like, I remember when you guys did this not you guys, but I mean like the fans, when they did this last April, they had like a list of 30 things that they wanted to see changed. If you have a list of 30 things, you got a list of 0 things. You guys, it's like taking a highlighter and going to a written page, and then like highlighting every sentence and saying, oh yeah, all of these things that I'm highlighting are important to me. Yeah, nobody's going to read it. So my question is like, what are the things that you're asking for, and how many of these things are you actually asking?
Okay, cool. So just from I'm not talking for everyone else. Okay, this is just me personally.
No, I want to know what the thing says. You guys have like a little flyer.
No, you're asking me to speak from my point of view about.
No, I'm talking about the protest itself, not you. Yeah. I know what your point of view is. I'm talking about the actual protest. Like, what's the little flyer? What does it say?
The issue with the biggest issue with why the protest is being created is because we don't trust the sporting directors to make the right decision. So it's okay to sack Maresca, but if you're going to bring in an experienced manager that can take us from January to May, being competitive in 4 competitions, then we can have this discussion, right? But because we don't trust them, we are now in a position where we feel like we need to step up. And listen, we feel like we're in a position where we need to step up and make a point about who the next person is that comes in. Now, listen, this isn't against Rosner. It's, even if he gets appointed, it's not about Rosner coming in, right? Because it looks like it most probably will. But it's a case of not being in the same position that we have seen ourselves in over the last 2-3 years at this football club, where we're regressing rather than progressing. And what we want as fans is progression. Like, we want progression. We want to see that we're going in the right way. Let me ask you this, Carlito, right? Yeah. Last year, we finished 4th and we won 2 trophies, okay? Let me ask you this. If we finish 6th, if we finish 6th, and win no trophies, you get knocked out of everything. How would you feel about the regression/progression? How would you feel as a Chelsea? Would you look at it and go, we've not progressed? We've actually regressed with the £250 million that we spend in the summer. Listen, we already know between me and you that there's a limited decision making, right? Because we're under the UEFA restrictions. Yeah, we're under the UEFA restrictions. We can only choose what we can buy in based on what we sell, right? We know this. We're gonna have the same problem again in the summer. Me and you talk about it all the time, right? But if the fact that you know that you've got to be very limited on your decisions about who you're bringing in and who's that person that you're going to bring in, right? When you look at last summer, would you say after spending 250 million that maybe we've probably spent it a little bit wrong based on the players we've let go? Truthfully.
Well, you know that I didn't want Jackson or Madueke to leave.
So you're on the same
Jackson in particular was a very good player. I thought that was a huge mistake. So in some respects, I think that Chelsea has gotten worse. In other respects, I think that they've improved. I think that the outside back situation has improved just by virtue of having cover there. I think the striker situation has improved because we now have 2 real strikers. By the way, shut the fuck up, Skunky. I know who he is. I know who that is. He's actually very funny. But yeah, I mean, but they're just. I look at like Joao Felix, even Mudryk, who I like both these guys. I like Madueke, Neto. I just think that we had better wings last year. I just do, you know. And
so, can I ask you this? Have we improved or regressed based on the players we've let go? Tell me the truth.
Oh, let go and bought. Oh, I've said recently I think we've gotten worse. Yeah,
there you go. So you're on the same wavelength as someone that actually protects the board. I want to protect. I'm not saying I want to protect you, but I want you to be able to air yourself to 100 people in here right now that what you're saying on your Twitter, because a lot of people think you just defend the sporting directors, that you actually see what we're saying, which is what you're doing right now. You understand it. So,
yeah, but I've been consistent in this.
Yeah.
I'm not myopic, and I'm not. I mean, I've been accused of like taking money from the club, which is defamatory, and it's just not true. They would never pay me. I'm way too crass, and I say way too many fucked up things for them to ever hire me. But I'm looking at this right. Yeah, but Jem, yeah, I do think that the team has gotten worse. Yes, but it's not just the personnel. I think the manager has gotten worse. And this is really my main point that I'm really disappointed in is that since August, when he didn't get his center back, right? He asked for it. We had put money somewhere else, and we were promising and earmarking money for that last winger, right? And Colwill as a replacement is very expensive, right? You're asking if you really want to replace him, you're actually buying a player that's going to replace him not just for this year, but maybe actually replace him. If that's what you're really asking for, you're asking for a $70 million player. We didn't have that money. So that's the first thing. Maresca couldn't let it go, right? He was so mad about it, and he thought that he was let down by his bosses so much that he couldn't let it go. And after August, he kept bringing it up, and it affected his attitude, right? For me, that's a problem because if you're going to continue to carry this through like some high school kid who doesn't let it go that his girlfriend dumped him. I mean, that type of emotional maturity, if you're really going to let it affect your job, I don't know about that. I think there's a little bit of a lack of professionalism there. But he kept bringing it up throughout the year. And you had Matt Law going on London is Blue Pod talking about it. Okay, you had Mark Ogden going on ESPN FC talking about it. You had Alex Crook going on Talk Sport talking about this. How Maresca has Alex Crook called it a bee in his bonnet. He can't let it go. He can't let it go. And it started affecting his attitude to such an extent that he started taking meetings with Juventus and Man City, man. I mean, I know that he was given an opportunity, if Pep Guardiola was to retire, that he would be allowed to speak with City. But if he's taking these meetings and then telling them after the fact, I know that look, I don't think, Jem, I'll just say this. I know your buddy Max has sources. So do I. And I know for a fact Chelsea was so fucking pissed about this because it wasn't just that he took meetings, Jem. It's that George Mendes leaked that he took meetings with City. That's a huge fucking problem for Chelsea, dude. A huge problem. And it made him distracted. It made his attitude even worse. It made it seem like, hey, is this guy really on the ball right now? Is he really focused on Chelsea? Does he really care about the next, I don't know, 48 months of his contract? Because it was a 60-month contract, not a 12-month contract. And so him doing all those things and then saying, I have had the worst 48 hours of my professional career at Chelsea, and then he's losing all these games. He's making all these bad subs.
Yeah, that's fine.
Chelsea has cause.
Listen,
firing him.
Whatever reasons they have to get rid of him, whether it's to do with the sporting directors, or
these are really big reasons.
Fine, but listen to me. Whatever reasons they have, whether it's to do with how he's moved over the last couple of months, whether it's to do with, his discussions with them internally behind the closed doors. My biggest problem with it all, bro, is that I think the timing of it was shit, and I'll tell you why. Because we were still in 3 or 4 competitions, right?
Oh yeah.
So my problem is this: You're going to get rid of him. Cool, right? You didn't, some people didn't like him. Some people didn't think he was ready. That's a different story. I'm not even questioning that. It's not about
It's irrelevant.
whether you like Maresca or not, right? My question here is about the timing of bringing someone in to then take over what's going on, to then get thrown in the fucking red light of 9 games in January, one of them being a semi-final against Arsenal, and the rest of it being catch up in the Premier League because we're so fucking not far behind, but we need to get Champions League football, right? We agree with that. We need to be getting Champions League football. So whoever it is that comes in right now, in my opinion, has to be in a position where they're actually experienced, and they understand that what they want in their own system is how they want it, and they just they drill the fuck out the players. The difference is when you bring in someone that's inexperienced is that they have a system, but they're not really persuasive because the people around them in their fucking squad look at them and go, who have you managed? Where are you from? What have you done in your CV? How are you where you are? Yeah. And I'm saying, yes, they will listen to them to a degree, but there comes a point where they look at them and go, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to do what I can do, the best of what I can do. And if it's in a system that don't work for this guy that's inexperienced, I don't give a fuck. If you bring in someone that's like use this as an example, don't throw it at me. But if you're using someone that's very experienced, that understands what they want from a system, and you're looking at like a Jose Mourinho or a Xavi, for example, who understands how they want to play, won league titles at Barcelona. He's coming in to play how he wants to play, and he's going to get these fucking players to play the way he wants to play. It's a different type of way is what I mean, So my worry is, what do we get out of this squad based on the fact that we've now got rid of Maresca, and whoever comes in, if it's pressure based on a manager that's inexperienced in this league because he's never managed at this level, it's added pressure because they've not only got to get the best out of these world-class quality players for some, but also the fact that they've never been up against the likes of a Man City and Liverpool and all these type of clubs who are competing at the highest level. And that's what worries me more than anything. It's like, can we trust this ball to make the right decisions? Sack Maresca, but go and get someone that's going to actually come in and go, this is my philosophy. This is what I'm going to do. This is how I want to adapt. Whether you like it or I don't care. I've won fucking multiple trophies and it's worked. Get fucking used to it.
They're not going to.
Did you get where I'm going from, though? Like, in terms of
it's very obvious that the club is not going to do that. So they're not going to do that.
But then there's no problem with why we are feeling how we feel.
Oh, but you shouldn't be surprised because they've told you this. This isn't new, Jen. This isn't news. This isn't a shock. Why is anybody surprised by this? You shouldn't be.
We're not surprised by it, but it comes to a point, Carlito, where for people that go to games every day and are living in this, I'm not talking about Americans specifically, but people that are able to do something about it and try and make a point.
You guys are such fucking heroes. Congratulations. You spend your Saturday drinking beer and then spending 2 hours watching a great football team. You're fucking heroes. You really are.
That's the wrong take on it. What you're doing right now is wrong. That's not fair. This
I
is people.
think when you guys bring that up, it's a hilarious misunderstanding.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Because
you
these same people.
You talk about it like it's a chore. It's not a chore. It's not. I used to work for a professional club. It was awesome going to games.
It's not nothing to do about someone that goes or not goes. All I'm saying is the people listen to me. The people that have the power to go to games can go and make their voices heard. That's all it is.
I got you.
That's all it is. It's not about listen to this. If Chelsea was in America, right? Let's just say, right, and as English people were supporting soccer in America because we love Chelsea Football Club, but we couldn't go over there when we felt like that our club was being run in the wrong way. I would, as a Chelsea fan, expect all the American individuals that are around that club to be able to go and make their voices heard. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's being able to be in a position where you can go and make your voices heard because you're either local or you're able to, you've got a season ticket, you go to all the games because you want better for your football club, because you're not happy with where we stand. It's not about you're American and we're English. It's got nothing to do with that. It's about being around being around what we see every game. And listen, football is in England, Chelsea is in London, West London. And at the end of the day, for people that go and spend lots of money, season tickets and whatever, this is an opportunity for us to make our voices heard. Listen, it probably won't be listened to because you're in the game. They won't probably listen to what we've got to say. But if we don't do nothing, Carlito, then what excuse have we got when things go south? Because we didn't bother.
I want to answer.
Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Jem. Everything you say makes sense. If you were a moron speaking, I would say you don't make any sense. You are not a moron. You're a smart guy. Of course, everything makes sense. And I totally understand it. But the way that I'm looking at this, I'm saying to myself, are you protesting for the right reasons? Because a lot of these players, fans wanted, right, in the summer, right? They're saying, hey, we love this guy and that guy, and hey, these are all great signings. And this is the same group of people that were very happy with this team, which was basically the team that won Club World Cup, right? Everybody's like, oh my God, this team is so fucking great. And the reason I say this is because I talked to Eunice today. And I like Eunice. Eunice is a very smart guy, and he's extremely good at what he does. He's probably the best Chelsea YouTuber.
You're not understanding it. I'm sorry, Jester's just waffling. Like, I love Jester, but he's not understanding.
That's okay.
And I actually think Carlito actually understands what I'm saying, but I don't think Jester understands what I'm saying.
Let me just make this point here. I think Eunice is the best YouTuber Chelsea has. It's my opinion. In the summer, after protests and after everybody was all of a sudden Maresca out, except for me, motherfucker, except for me. Eunice had this fake press conference thing. It was hilarious. And he's like, I'm taking questions. I'm sure you've seen it. I'm taking questions. And he's like, he tells the board basically, I'm sorry, right? And I think that this was a fan sentiment that was shared for the most part with fans that were previously angry, right? They're like, okay, Club World Cup champions. Lewis is posting about it, talking all this shit. Everything's good. We like this team. We really like this team. And we're happy with it going forward. There was no anger towards management. There was no anger towards the executives, the sporting directors. All of a sudden, things was great. Okay? You fast forward 6 months, and all of that goodwill that the ownership, that the players, the sporting directors, and the manager have garnered, it's all of a sudden gone. After 6 months. 6 months. It's all of a sudden.
Are they not in a position to question it?
I think to myself, are you serious people? If you're going to protest right after you just protested and then we won the Club World Cup and you said, oh, I'm just kidding, everything's fucking fine.
Yeah, that's all cool. But guess what? Since we won the Club World Cup and the Conference League, fast forward 1 win in 7 games, we've got rid of Maresca. And the same people will question it, saying, yes, we've been in a bad run, but we don't know where we would have been by the end of the season. You know this. In fucking 3, 4, 5 months, we might have been in a position where we might have won a trophy and found ourselves in Champions League football. Let's be serious with Maresca. That could have happened. Yes or no? That could have possibly happened.
But
we saw it like the end of last season. Wait a sec. We saw it at the end of last season when everyone was against us saying we ain't going to make Champions League football. We had Newcastle. We had all these fucking shit games, right? Yeah. For 5 or 6 games. And we found a way with Pedro Neto up front because Jackson was injured to manage to find a way to get Champions League football. Yes, Cole was available, whatever, right? But then we went into Club World Cup, right? We lost 1 game in the Club World Cup and we won the fucking tournament. Is that not enough for you to look at that and go, this guy is problem solved with the players that he's got available to be able to get the best of what he got? Yes, we've had problems with game management. I'm not saying he hasn't. Me and you've had these discussions before. He's got things wrong. Lineups, decision-making in game. We could talk about it every day. But the one thing, Carlito, I will say, is that he's actually managed to get the best last season out of what he was given. And that's why I think in the summer window that potentially he maybe could have, if he had an influence, I'm not saying he hadn't, but if he had an influence in maybe what he wanted.
Responsible for some of those players that we bought.
Do you think he wanted Gittins and Garnacho? Truthfully.
No, he definitely wanted Gittins. It was confirmed by Sky Cavade today.
Okay. If that's the case, why is he not playing Gittins?
Jim, I'm a big merit guy. I don't start players that aren't playing well for me either, man. That's just football. You know that. But
yeah, either way, I don't want to get into the semantics of
no,
it.
but
'Cause
hold
it's
on. Now,
gonna
so
be
this is what I want to. This is what I want to.
but I want you to understand the view of where I come from, and I
do
understand
understand
the
the
view
view
of
of where you're coming from, but you have to understand that for me, it's not about the results, dude. It's really not. Like I was like again up until besides Antonio Conte, I've never like publicly said I want a manager fired. I don't do that. I'm not a fire manager guy. I stuck through Potter. I wanted us to keep Graham Potter. I stuck through Pochettino. I really wanted us to keep Pochettino. Okay, I never wanted any of these guys to be fired.
I didn't want him, by the way. You know this anyway.
No, I know.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
this is not about like results for me. I'm not that fickle. I'm 37. I'm not 19 years old and angry at the world. Like I'm not looking at this and say, we only won 1-7. Fire the fucking manager. No, dude, that's not what I'm getting at. I'm saying he is a different person this season than he was last season when we had that great finish in the Premier League, that great tournament second half against Real Betis in the Conference League final, and then obviously Club World Cup, where it was one of the most spectacular individual performances I've ever seen. Like in a vacuum, one team performance was unbelievable. Right? I'm not talking about the results, dude. I'm saying that manager, with his attitude and the way that he represented himself and represented the club and talked in the media and everything, that guy is not the same guy that we got this season. And I'm saying that it is his fucking attitude that got me to turn on him.
So does it not question mark on the fact that maybe the way he's reacted is based on the fact that maybe he didn't get what he wanted, maybe?
I think, he wanted Delap, he wanted Gittins, he wanted Garnett, he wanted a lot of these guys. He has say, Jen. It's a total misnomer that he doesn't have say. Of course he has say. My point is that if he didn't get the center back, and that is why he decided to burn it all down, then that is a man I don't want anywhere near this club.
That's okay.
One fucking player, that's terrible.
Kalia, I have no problem with you feeling the way you feel about Maresca. We spoke about this, didn't we? I said, I don't give a fuck. Like, generally, if you feel
he was great last season, Jim. He was great.
Wait. If you feel a certain way about how he's commented things in press conferences and made decisions with lineups very early on, you didn't like it. That's all good, right? I'm all cool with that. My question mark as a Chelsea fan is what we do next. What we do next after him and how we move, right? Because I'm okay with the fact I'm not. You want to get rid of him, cool, right? But then what do you do next for progression? Where is the progression in what we're trying to do under your project? What is it? Please tell me so that I can see it, view it, understand it. Right. When they put someone, and you said this as well, when they decide to put someone like Rosner in front, what does that tell you? You even said to me, he's inexperienced. He's just not ready. Do we agree? He's just not ready for this moment.
So I happen to really like Liam. It doesn't mean that I'm not worried.
Exactly. So you understand that there's a little bit of a worry around the fact that he's inexperienced.
It's a worry, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to doubt it. I'm not going to doubt it.
You're not saying doubt it, but I'm saying in terms of what you've seen of him up to this point, appointing him as a Chelsea Football Club manager after all the managers that we've seen at our club, that maybe this is a little bit too early. Do we agree?
By the way, this says this guy doesn't want a manager with ambition. Jose Mourinho was quite literally.
No, I'm asking you
about. I coached for 18 years. Don't talk to me, Benny Blanco.
I'm asking you about Rosner. Are you in a position where you agree with me and you say maybe it's a little bit too early for him to take a step up for Chelsea? Yes or no? Maybe. Can we agree that it's maybe a little bit of an early step up for someone that's not actually managed?
He's the natural. He was going to be the natural successor anyway. Is it a little too early? I don't know.
But why? It's not. Why couldn't they have bothered to spend a little bit more money to get someone that's a bit experienced? I'm talking about
who?
Like, why would they take someone that's not?
I'll answer you a question after you answer me this. Who?
Xavi?
Oh, I would have loved it.
So my point is, why? Why would they not look at someone like that who's won a league, that's got a certain playing style?
I'll tell you why. Because they have made it very clear that the project is bigger than the manager himself.
So what does that mean? Does that mean you have to be a yes man? Please.
It's not about being a yes man. Like, this is, again, it's so stupid. You guys think that these people are puppets. These are very ambitious men with very huge fucking egos. It's not about control. It's about saying, like, hey, we definitely want to play a certain way, and we definitely want to buy a certain type of player. And that's basically it. I mean, when you really boil it down to it, it's like, we want to play a certain way, and we want to buy a certain type of player. And that's it. And
No one knows about people in the chat. You're annoying me in the chat, people. I'm not gonna lie, right? You say about who the fuck do you want now Maresca's gone? Because we're in a position now where Maresca's gone. Yeah, I want to see how many people call out what they want in the chat. Make it clear, and I want to know. Tell me now who it is you want in the chat. I use Xavi as an example because he's unemployed, but he's experienced, because he's won a league title. He's managed a very good Barcelona team. Yes, maybe it doesn't work in the Premier League.
He didn't just do that, Jem. He changed the culture of the locker room.
Yeah,
he made it real fucking serious. He came in.
Please tell me. Please tell me in the chat. There's over 90 people here. Please tell me who you want outside of Maresca. I want to hear it.
I'll answer you the Liam question, though. I am excited for Liam Rossinier to coach Chelsea. I am.
Yeah. What does this say? Big up, Jem. Been a while. Big up, Devin. Good to see you, bro. Unemployed is wild, Jem. How long has he not been in football? Tell me. Maybe I'm wrong. I've not been monitoring him, so I can't say too much. But how long has Xavi been out of football for? De Zerbi.
Deserby's having a
good one. Get me Nangelsmann. Get me Glasner.
Nangelsmann? It's a World Cup year. Get out of here.
Zola.
No, he's not a man.
I might as well say Rosner before we get linked with Russell Mine. Fucking hell. Listen, Felipe Luis, no, a bad manager, I'll be honest with you. Fatal with the fucking power chat. Big up, my boys. Says Carlito and Jester, you're a wrong one. Let's have it right. Up the Chelsea. Carlito defo went to the brass house of Big Bolly or Bolly Blue. Fuck me, you've been to the brass house, Carlito. Is what
How did he know? How did he know? Fatur, you better delete those photos, you fat fuck. Delete the photos.
Fato, you did call him out, so he's well entitled to say what he's got to say right now.
Fatur, we have a go every time. We had a go 2 days ago on Lewis's stream. Oh, yeah.
Chris says, big up Chris for the fucking... Hey, Fato, thank you for the power chat, bro.
Yeah.
He said, Chris says, big up Chris for the $4.99 power chat. He says, us as Chelsea fans wants Fabregas for a manager and fan connection. Plus, he plays sexy football. He plays sexy football and he knows his tactics. I mean, I haven't watched enough of Fabregas to even sit here and say... Says Fabregas is the right manager for us. What I would say is maybe it's a little bit early for him to take a jump from where he is now to the Premier League. You know, that's my only question. Like I say about others,
as a manager, he's literally in the same boat as Rossinier. Only Rossinior's been a manager probably 2 years longer than Fabregas.
Yeah. Jurgen Klopp would be the dream manager. Jurgen Klopp. Interesting. Get Zidane. Jesus Christ.
Zidane doesn't speak English, so okay. Is that what you want? You want a translator in our fucking locker room? Good luck.
Chris, thank you for the power chat, bro. I appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the channel as well. He says, Cesc ain't a yes man. It ain't going to work like De Zerbi, is it? Because De Zerbi ain't a yes man, is he, guys?
De Zerbi's the most psychopathic coach in Europe.
Dreamer says, get inside. He's gone, bro. He's gone. He's gone, guys. He left.
No.
Get the under-10s coach. Who's that?
I don't know.
Who's that? If anyone see my recent tweet as well, guys, make sure you tweet it if you agree. I'm not saying everyone agrees, but if you do agree and it's something that you want to support, then Chelsea vs Brentford away on the 7th of January. Protest starts at 1 p.m. There's a breakdown as to why we're doing what we're doing. And there's obviously a little...
All right, so I want to talk about this. Because here's what you have written down here. Okay, because I do have, if you want to talk about experience, I have experience in this. What we demand, clear accountability. Okay, that's a little vague. and micromanagement culture. All right. Who the fuck came up with that? That is the dumbest phrase I've ever heard. Micromanagement culture? What are you, a 25-year-old from Vassar? Who wrote this? Micromanagement culture? Yo, you got to get someone in their 40s to at least write your fucking copy, man.
Read the rest of it.
Flexibility over volume. Yeah, well, if we were making 700 million instead of 500 million per year in revenue, we probably would buy less players. But since we don't, we can't. Board stability. I don't think anybody on the board has left the board, have they not? There's not a lot of chop and change in the board.
Yeah, board stability meaning stop fucking employing wrong-uns that make the wrong decisions.
Okay, well then again, that's just vague. That's vague.
Where we are now.
Proper manager support, qualified managers who are backed and not scapegoated.
So you think Maresca left because he was just pissed off with the fact that he
Jam.
Like, wait. Let me ask you this. Did he not make it clear in a press conference that he wanted a centre-back? Yes or no?
Did Chelsea not make it clear to him that he
No. Ignore what they say. What did he say? What did he say to you?
You and I both watched. You and I literally watched that press conference together.
Tell me, what did he say?
Is this a rhetorical question? He said, for sure. Okay, I'll give you the example. This is Maresca. For sure. How do you say? We need the center back. Yeah, for sure. For sure,
he said we need a center back.
For sure, we need center back. We need to find solutions internally, but for sure, I need a fucking center back. Like that's
what does that mean? That means that he wanted a center back, doesn't it?
For sure, he needed a center back. For sure. And
Chris
then
says, get me Tommy C and the fucking mini bus back is what Chris is saying. Big up Chris again. Thank you, Chris, for the super chat.
Okay, and then lastly, he says championship ambition. Chelsea has championship ambition, dude. It's not like these guys don't want to win. That's a stupid.
Yeah. A Chelsea that competes seriously.
No. I'm reading the actual. No, Jim, you're not reading the actual flyer. I'm reading the actual.
Oh, you're reading the flyer. Okay.
Yeah. I'm reading the actual flyer. So it says clear accountability and micromanagement culture. You need to get rid of that bullet. Flexibility over volume. Board stability, you need to get rid of that bullet. Proper manager support, you need to get rid of that bullet. And championship ambition, well, that's stupid. Todd Bowley goes to TED Talks.
Why do we have to get rid of the board stability? They're the ones that made the decisions, yes or no? Where we are now.
I would pretty sure it's the sporting directors. They're not on the board.
Yeah, who are the so if the sporting directors are saying wait a sec, if the sporting directors are saying sign Garnacho and Gittins, so I'm just using an example, it's not just them, the lap and whatever. Where does that come from?
What's their job?
Wait a sec. This board employs sporting directors to make the right decisions to move this club forward. Yes or no?
Yes, it's their job. It's their job to pick players. They're like that.
So when we say board stability, who has the final say after making the decisions, after maybe analysing who they think's best suited for Chelsea?
Oh, I think it's the sporting directors.
Thank you. For sure. So that's our problem. Board stability means the fact that sporting directors are going back and saying, we think that Gittins for 52 billion.
No. I think you're misconstruing what I'm saying. I'm saying they've hired these guys to make the decisions, and they're the ones that make it.
But they have to go to.
I'm under the pretty strong impression that these guys are the ones that pick the players, and they're not on the board. They're salary employees.
Wait a sec. Who you say makes the decisions?
Oh, sporting directors, both of them, Paul Winstanley and Lawrence Stewart.
So then when people have the ump with Lawrence Stewart and Paul Winstanley, do you understand it?
I think people that don't like the players that they picked have problems with them, yeah.
Yeah, fine. So
I don't have a problem with the players that they pick, as long as you're picking players that are better than the players you're replacing.
Okay, so is Gittins good enough to replace the players that replace?
Hey, for this particular instance, and I've been consistent on this, with the case of Jackson and Madueke, they did not replace those two with better players. They just didn't.
Okay, so we're in agreement. That's great to hear.
Yeah, and I have a problem with that. Obviously, I have a problem with that.
Chris says, "Think big up Chris for another."
But Jim, who do you think was also pushing to have those two players out? Because it wasn't just the directors.
The players.
Bullshit. The
The
manager.
players.
The fucking
No,
manager.
no.
Absolutely. You don't think
No.
he had say? Oh, you're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself.
These guys weren't getting enough minutes on the pitch. I'll talk about Madwakey. He wasn't getting enough minutes on the pitch, and he decided that he wanted to move away to get more minutes because he wasn't happy playing on the left. That's what
we
I
also
believe.
brought in that kid who's obviously going to play.
Chris Chat CFC, big up for the fucking power chat. He says, what we want and what the club want will never match up no matter what we say or do as fans.
That's correct, because you don't own the club.
True. But then we've also got an opinion on how we feel about things, right? That we
You're
can
right,
talk
but it's a
about.
very muted one.
Yeah. Muted, whether it's listened to, whether this protest is listened to, as long as we,
Jem, you're
think about how
smart
we
enough
feel.
to know. You're smart enough to know this won't do anything.
Listen, I was at the first protest, right, when the Ricks were going to be announced as our fucking owners,
The
right?
Ricketts? Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah.
I was there. There was only fucking like 60, 70 people on a match day that stood there with fucking banners saying no Ricks. Yeah, I was one of them. I
Yep.
stood there and said, please don't let the Ricks take over my football club. Yeah, I was there and I backed it on the protest. I might not be able to be for this one, but I understand the philosophy and mindset behind how they feel. And this is why I backed the actual overall protest, because my problem is this, Carlito. Get rid of Maresca. He was talking to Man City. He won 1 in 7 games. Yeah. All this shit. Yeah. Let's be serious, right?
Yeah.
But go and get someone that's going to progress us, right? Do you agree? Someone that's going to come in and actually take us to the next level. When you're bringing in someone that's 7 points off UEFA Champions League football with the French league, right? Who is still learning his trade and trying to build what he's building at Strasbourg. Why would you pull him from that and then have to replace him because you own that fucking club anyway with maybe someone like Callum, I'm just using him, who's going to be managing us against Man City? Why would you go down that route of doing that and thinking that this is going to be better for Chelsea Football Club? Why? What makes you think that that's the right decision? Sack Maresca and get someone who's trying to build his name in the French league too early. That's my problem. Yeah,
Well,
why?
I mean, the answer to your question, by the way, Matt Law did report that Maresca and Jackson had a falling. And I was really disappointed to hear that. Even when I was very much so backing Maresca and Jackson, I'm like, damn, man, Jackson's pretty fucking good. And he is good. Why would they do this? This has been a plan for a long time. This was probably something that they wanted to do in 3 years with Rose Sr. This, they did not plan on, Jem. I got to be honest with you, man. Chelsea was not interested. Like, if you had asked them this at the beginning of October, right? Beginning of October, even after we had gotten the red card against Manchester United, right? It was okay. I understand. It was a bad game. Beginning of October, if you had said, hey, by December, you're going to have to come up with a contingency plan for this manager because he's going to do some things that'll force your hand, they would have said you're crazy. Chelsea didn't want to do this. There's no way that anybody in their right mind can believe that Chelsea was like, yeah, we're going to fire Maresca this season. Nah, man. Not at all. Not at all.
We got who's going to support our player that cannot finish? No serious manager will join us. That's why it's never going to happen. Is what Paul says. They would waited till the end of the season. Maresca has tracked it.
So, hey, I want to talk about this real quick. He had a very publicly scheduled review, right? 2-year review, June 2026. It's been reported, even by Fabrizio Romano, that in 6 months, Maresca was going to have a review. And in that review, they would talk about what had happened over the last 2 years. And I imagine there would be a salary increase, more influence. It would have been a better version of the job that he had. This is what happens when you get promoted from within. You get more money, you get more influence, you get more say. Okay, great. The problem that I see here is that I maybe believe that he saw things were going to go south earlier than anticipated, and he may have panicked. He may have also heard that Guardiola might be on his way out and that he could probably get the City job. Jem, part of me, and I'm not a conspiracy guy, part of me feels like Maresca tried to do this on purpose. And Simon Johnson was on TalkSport with Cundy last night. I love Cundy. He's Chelsea TV guy. Cundy's great. He's a legend. He was talking to Cundy about this, and Simon Johnson said point blank, it feels like Maresca wanted this. And then I talked to two journalists that you and I both know. Doesn't matter who the names are, but you and I both know these guys. And I talked to them before Maresca was even fired. And I said, why does this feel like he's orchestrating this himself? And they say because he wants to do this. So I'm curious as to what you think about that, because from my perspective, it does feel like he did this intentionally.
Why would he done it intentionally though?
I think
after the year that he had with us, winning a Club World Cup, winning a Conference League, why would he all of a sudden go down the route of doing things intentionally? What would have pissed him off?
I'm pretty sure Chelsea's asking the same question.
I don't know.
Why would you all of a sudden meet with City? Why would you all of a sudden meet with Juventus? Why? If I'm focused on Chelsea, hear me.
Why does he feel like that? Is my question. Why all of a sudden after winning?
Yeah, because of.
I'm asking you a question. Why does he feel that he needs to talk to
I think that him not getting a center back freaked him out so much that it damn near like ruined the season before it even started. I mean, but here's my question: is like, hey man, if you're so worried about the center backs, why are you playing the worst one so much?
All this shit started after he changed his agent. Don't forget.
You change your agents when you're changing an aspect of your career.
He wanted more control, didn't get it. Maybe that's a good point. The ball needs to come out.
He says he did all this so he could get a better contract, more money. Chelsea said no. We'll talk in June. It all stinks, Jem. It all stinks.
Either way, the way I see it is what we do next, relevant to what the reasons were for him to go. It's like how do we progress? My thing was this: I gave them 2 to 3 years to do what they wanted. After that period, it was about how close are we? Where are we at in the, in terms of the domestic side of things?
Yeah.
And what did our squad look like at that point? Now, my feeling is this: that the last summer window we had, which was our third summer window, was a 5 out of 10. Okay, I said this on a live. I said I was okay with maybe Garnacho because he was experienced. I was okay with João Pedro, even though I was still a little bit confused about how he fit. But I wasn't happy with the rest of it. Right? I didn't think that we were in a position to replace what we had with better players, and that was my problem. Madueke I was happy with. We sold him for 50+ mil. I thought that was a great deal. Jackson, I was a little bit skeptical on because it was like we left at the last minute. We let him go to fucking Bayern Munich, and he was never going to complete that clause in his loan contract. Right? We agree with that, yeah. So I was always skeptical with what we already had in terms of what we did in the summer. Now I also know that we were under restrictions. We had to get rid of List A and get rid of players in List A to be able to bring players in. And that's why I classed us as a sell to buy club, because we were forced into the position that we had to be that club. And that obviously affected the plans of this ownership, because they're now thinking, we can't just go and get this one and that one and whatever. We have to make sure that we offload X amount along with the wage structure balancing. As we already know, we spoke about it with everything else, and making sure that we match where we need to be, which is fine. But my point is this: even if you're under a UEFA restriction and you knew you've got all of these fucking restrictions against us, you still are in a position, right, even with the limited decisions, to make the right decisions. Does that make sense? So, like, you still went out and signed 52 million for Gittins, who's nowhere near the level already to come in and compete.
They needed a winger. They needed 2 wingers on that side.
Which they did, but maybe the decision to sign him rather than spending another 10 million on Kudus, for example, just using him as an example, wasn't the right thing.
I agree with you.
So my decision making, so their decision making on a limited restriction, which is what we had, I don't think helped us going into this year. So Maresca's looked at what he's got and gone, yes, I managed to get the best out of what I got last year. But what have you actually given me since Jackson's left, since Madueke's left? How more are we improved to what we had now? And I think over this course of period before he's got sacked, I think we can sit here and say we've realised that maybe these players that have come in are just not in a position to be the next level, to take us to that next level of where we need to be compared to the players we had last year, which is the truth. It just is what it is. We just didn't make the right decisions, is what I mean, right?
Okay,
So
but that does not excuse the manager from being incredibly unprofessional. I think he
Fine.
should have just wrote it out. No, Jim, is no just fine about that. It's not.
No, what I'm saying is,
we are having this conversation because of his behavior. We are. His behavior and the results of his behavior are why we are talking right now. You 2 a.m. a little loaded. I can tell. It's okay. Because of his behavior and his decisions.
Which, I'm not going to lie on. Relevant to loaded or not, I always give you the honest, how I feel position about my team.
I know that.
And I agree with you that the fact that if he was talking to Man City whilst he was managing Chelsea, that's the wrong thing to do. And I don't back that. I don't back that. I don't give a fuck. I don't like the fact that he went over and spoke to them whilst he was managing our club and asking the question about when's the availability or when Pep's looking to leave and whatever. I don't like that because that means his mind's elsewhere. I agree with that. But my point being is, would he have had that mindset if we would have given him potentially the right players in the availability that we had, which was limited in the first place? Because I don't really think that he wanted some of the players that we brought in. And that's very evident because why has Hato not played any football since he's come in after that mistake?
I would say he may not be training well, dude.
Fine, but my point being is,
if you're not doing anything in training, he's not going to pick you. That is down to the player himself.
Fine, but my point is,
I've been there. Although I always got picked, baby.
Cucurella is injured, right? He's not in the team. Yeah. The first thing that Maresca thought to do was bring in who?
Gusto.
And he ain't comfortable there. Let's be serious. He don't really want to be over on that left side. You can see it. But why are we not playing someone that we spent the money on to play in that position?
Because Hato was only recently healthy this week.
Do you think it's just that though, Carlito? Or do you think
normally I'd be like, dang, he should be putting Hato in. Hato's been injured. Sorry, bud, but that's what was going down there.
I don't know. Hato was injured for the last game.
What you're saying is that Cucurella has been playing in games that he shouldn't be playing in, and you would think Hato would be playing left back, not center back, but left back, and he hasn't been. So I get what you're saying there, but last game he was injured. But there's other games where you're like, damn, Cucurella is playing again, and I hear you on that. I hear you.
So, there's little question marks around how he set us up. Me and you had conversations, right? As soon as the team lineup come out, we'd be like, it's a stinky lineup, or it doesn't work, or
and why is he playing Fernandez?
Why is he making
you and I both just totally agreeing on that,
Listen, Fernandez is the least of our problems.
By the way, you and I both know who's about to get more time.
Who?
Andre Santos.
Andre Santos.
Yeah.
You're praying that he gets more time.
You know that's happening, baby.
Oh, what with Ross coming?
Yeah.
Wait.
Uncle B.
Is that what you're saying?
Uncle C.
Uncle B. What's up, Uncle B?
Yo, I'm all good, man. I've been on a very long trip. I'm tired as hell.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Good.
By the way, Happy New Year to everybody.
We've got the protest out. I put out a tweet earlier on.
Hey, Benji, you're going to be right on a flight there, right? Yeah.
No, fuck that. Come on. Man, fuck that protest. Now, fuck everybody. Fuck everybody that's going to that protest. Man, piece of shit people. Because we just won 2 trophies and then we sack a manager because this motherfucker is acting like a bitch talking on the club and cannot wait till the summer. He changed his agency get sacked, and now we're pretty much about to get a better coach in which I believe he.
Yeah, me and Benji are Liam guys.
Listen, I don't think I don't think he's gonna achieve what Maresca has achieved, but I think the overall
Why
squad
are
is
you
gonna be
happy
used
about it?
much better.
So why are you happy about it?
Happy about what?
Well, you just said fuck Bresca. He made problems and whatever. But yeah, Rosner. Like, so what's your point?
Rossini is a very good coach.
Well, wait,
I
so
don't.
is he ready for Chelsea?
He said what?
Is he ready for Chelsea?
Was company ready for Bayern? There you go.
Wait,
There you
wait,
go.
a second.
No, Jim. No, Jim. No, Jim.
Wait a
Let's be
second.
honest.
I'm stealing that. I'm stealing
Let's
that.
do that. Let's do that. Let's go down that route so that I can acknowledge and understand everything before he comes in, and then when I come back 3-4 months down the line, whether I'm right or wrong, we can have this discussion, right? But company, right, is coming to a Bayern Munich team with experience, quality players like Elise and fucking Harry Kane leading his line, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Play in a fucking German league where when I've watched parts of the German league where it's open as fucking hell and it's easy to score as many goals as fucking possible compared to a Premier League league which is more physical, more hard based on what you look at the league, the points where we stand, and when you look at where, for example, Chelsea are compared to where the team is in 15th, where you can see it's very competitive because anyone can beat anyone. Not the same as the fucking German league, right? And you want to bring in Rosner and think from the French league to the Premier League that he can be able to adapt and do the same thing because company's done it in fucking Germany. That's your answer.
Nah.
Yes.
That's first of all, that's a very good point that you made. Now let's talk about Rosinha. Rosinha took a shit whole team to 7th, got sacked, went to Strasbourg, right? That was underachieving for so long. That's number one. They were fighting relegation 2
With
years
which manager, Benji? With which manager?
exactly. Patrick Vieira
Patrick Vieira, experienced manager.
in the Premier League. In
Yeah.
the Premier League. Not only that, he's taking kids. He's taking kids all the way to compete for Champions League and having 2, maybe even 3 key players in Andre Santos, Moreira. You could actually say 4. Andre Santos, Moreira, Emega, and Petrovic. Those 4 were crucial that season, right? Which everybody says mid. A lot of people don't even rate Petrovic, even though Petrovic had a very good year that same year in France. Andre Santos had, I think it was like 14 or 15 GA.
Let me use Petrovic as an example, right? He was playing in
Mhm.
France and done very well, and everyone's calling him back. But then he come to Bournemouth and he's been fucking shit. So what's the difference?
I don't know. That could be set up. It could be whatever. We saw Sanchez being shit at Brighton.
But the league's better?
Okay, but we saw Sanchez being the 3rd goalkeeper and being shit at Brighton, and now he's one of the best goalkeepers in the league. So,
how long has he been at Chelsea?
Yeah, he's been there for a long time, but he's still been shit.
Was he at the beginning, barring this year?
Very shit.
I thought he was shit, Jam. I thought he was a great goalkeeper.
Jem.
Listen the whole time about this one.
Jem. You see Sanchez, right? He's never been a shit player. It's just been the playing out from the back we've all been worried about, right? When he's been giving away the ball too easily to opponent, for example, the Declan Rice incident, or when he hit the Brighton fella on, playing out from the back, or just passed him the ball and they scored. It's those type of incidents. But why do we trust him now? Because he's not making the same mistakes as he did before. Petrovic, remember, this is how ludicrous his fan base is. Petrovic came in after Sanchez got injured, right? And he performed. People wanted him to stay, and now automatically his shit.
Well, I don't know if he performed because he started conceding about 2 or 3 goals a season, Benji. Sorry, 2 or 3 goals a game. It was actually really crazy how many goals we got scored on with Petrovic. But the other thing, Benji, that you failed to mention about Company is that what happened right before he got that Bayern job? He got Burnley relegated. And how did they get relegated? They got relegated because he insisted on his players playing a style of play that they can't play. And I kept hearing it again and again. He's like, they were forcing Burnley to play like Man City. And Burnley doesn't have the personnel to play like Man City. And as a result, they were bleeding goals like a hemophiliac. And so all of a sudden, you get that, and Company goes from that to Bayern Munich is fucking insane. And nowhere near as out. It's far more outlandish than Rose Sr., who is a Blue Coat employee, going from Strasbourg, where he's done very well, and at one point last year was in the top 3, and then they fell off at the end. It is nowhere near as outlandish as Company getting the Bayern job. I'm sorry, but it's not.
Plus, Company got the best team in Germany. Rosinha got a relegation team in France and took them into Europe.
So
that's the difference.
I'm going to say issue both. If he does come in and we see the same bullshit, I don't want to hear any fucking excuses.
Nope, Jem.
Wait a sec. Wait. You're accepting this, okay? My point is this. I don't think he's ready. I've told you both. It's too early for him to come from the French league where there's 7 points behind UEFA Champions League football right fucking now. Yeah, playing the Conference League and doing what they're doing. He needs time to do what he needs to do over in the French league. You guys are saying, well, Company, he did this, he did that. So, Rosner can come in and he can do the same. Fine. If that's how you feel, cool. But fucking own it. Because in the next 3 to 6 months, at the end of this fucking season, if we find ourselves in a position where we're actually nowhere near Champions League football, or we haven't won anything, or we're whatever we are at this moment in time, I don't want anyone criticizing the manager because we accepted this. Not me. People accept this. Okay? So I don't want to see excuses about.
Jim.
You won't.
This excuses here. Ange Postecoglou took a fucking managerial job mid-season with Nottingham Forest, had no preseason, and basically crashed out within 2 months. Right? Okay. Right now, Liam Rose Sr. is going into a club where they're on a 4-front war. Right? 4 fronts. 4 competitions, and he has 9 games in January.
Where is he in the league?
8, because he's not going to coach the Manchester City game. This is going to be sink or swim for him. This will be the challenge of his life.
He doesn't deserve it because it's too early, Carly.
Yeah, well, guess what? Neither did Company. And now everybody sings his praises.
Cool. And then what you're saying is wait. That's cool because what you're saying is you defend what the ownership is doing right now, which means you are happy.
Of course I do. My podcast is called Blue Pro Project.
I don't want to see any moaning about him not doing what you want him to do in terms of setup, in terms of rotation, in terms of team lineup. I don't want to see any of that. If that's what we're happy
I can't criticize him if he's playing Chalobah. You're goddamn right I'm going to. And I don't think
you can't because he got forced into a position he shouldn't have been in.
I think he's going to go with other options. He's going to take one look at Chalobah and say he stinks.
Cool.
Jem, I'm a very honest guy. I always say it. Even though people may say, "Oh, he's waffling," I, to be honest, don't care. I'm just saying my honest opinion and what I just think, and and have to say. When it comes to Liam Rose Sr., Jem, number one, maybe it is too early for him to come to Chelsea because remember I stated to you before. I wish Maresca stayed until the summer and just dug it out this whole season. Get top 4 and do what you need to do, right? And then if you want to, part ways, cool. That's why I'm a little bit disappointed at Maresca, but I still understand it from his point of view. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't like the situation he was in, so fairly so. But life is not always fair, and I mean this to Rosinha. Rosinha has a massive job in front of him now. The players needs to buy into his ideas. Plus, he's a very good manager. I am not really that worried when it comes to him managing the squad. Why? Tactically, he's very good, very flexible. He can play midfield 3 and a 10. He can play midfield 2, depending on the team and who we play against. Tactically, we're gonna be set up very, very well and very good.
Is he better than Maresca?
In terms of tactical flexibility, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I haven't watched enough of him to have this discussion with you guys. So if you are seeing saying
no.
Yeah, but Jem, you should do a little bit of learning over the weekend.
No, maybe, but then don't come back if it doesn't work.
You said in the summer, I'm going to call you out on this.
Go on.
Because you're a man of principle. You said in the summer you would watch Strasbourg, and you fucking haven't.
I haven't had the chance. Be honest, yeah,
It's a
I really
shame, Jem, because they're fun as hell.
I've watched parts of the Europa Conference games, but I've not watched them in the league. And I've watched how good football they've played. And
People say right
always
here,
been like-
CFC Jack is saying he's a hipster manager. Dude.
But
Don't
I
be,
will
don't
say
be
one
fooled
thing.
by the clothes. Don't be fooled by the
Playing
clothes.
against Bournemouth every week, playing against Aston Villa every week, playing against Everton every week, playing against these teams that are a lot better, as you can see by the points tally in the Premier League, is different to playing in the fucking French league.
You're so
to
busy.
playing
You
the
can't
fucking
watch
German
the
league.
game. I know.
No, I agree.
German league.
Like,
My point is this: it could really backfire on him. I hope not. As a Chelsea fan, I want to sit here after 3, 4, 5 months at the end of the season with you and Carlito and say, boys, all done. You got it right. This guy's fucking the bollocks. He's come in, he's made things work. We're scoring goals. We understand the system. We're not conceding goals. Everything's going really well. We've done really well here. We've done really well there. Maybe we've won a trophy. I want to sit here and say that because I'm a Chelsea fan. I don't care about the opinion side of things.
Yeah,
But my worry, Benji, is what I've seen in the past to what they're going to do now. Does that make sense? How they're going to do it. And that's my worry, right? Because I feel like they're going to make the wrong decision in terms of timing on signing someone that maybe just needs a little bit more time to get the experience he needs. Europa Conference League, French League, build it up, get Strasbourg where it needs to be, and then we can have this discussion later on. But to just pull him, out of this club and throw someone else into that club and put him into Chelsea doesn't excite me. It worries me. It worries me.
You weren't
And
worried
you can't
about
tell me as a
Lampard?
Chelsea fan that I can't feel like that. You just
weren't
can't.
worried about Lampard?
Yes, I was.
So was I.
I don't like it. Carlito, I'm one of these fans, and obviously I don't know how long, like you've known me for a long time, that doesn't get excited from any managers. Even now, when someone asks me,
I'm not surprised you're not excited about Liam, bro.
I'm not. But then at least I know if we were to, for example, get someone like Xavi compared to Liam, at least I could see what we were doing in terms of the project, in terms of where we were trying to go.
The project's very clear.
Yeah.
The project
if you're trying to sign as Xavi, who's won a league and done what he's did with his philosophy,
the project is very clear.
That tells me that you're going into this next 3-4 months to compete and try and win what we've won, and it's going to be that added pressure. Do you agree? Yes or no? But with Rosner, it's like you're bringing him in, throwing him under the fucking dirt to try and get us out of shit because we're where we are in the Premier League, even though we were in the current competitions, and saying to him, we need Champions League football and maybe a trophy if you can get it for us.
But
right?
Benji, what I was saying to him earlier, I got to say this. Benji, what I was saying to Jem earlier, and this is what I'm going to stick to on this, is that it is my contention that Maresca's behavior since October has contributed to the downside of this team.
Yeah, I agree.
Lack of focus, his attitude, his public war, media war with his own employers has contributed to this team backsliding. And I'm looking at his bosses and saying they did not want to do this. They did not want him to make public statements after the Everton game. They did not want him to talk to Manchester City and Juventus behind their back. They did not want any of this. And so for Chelsea fans to pretend like this is Chelsea's fault that Maresca did all this fucking unprofessional bullshit is just it's so immature to me that this is the response by the fan base is to fucking protest, blaming Chelsea for one selfish individual's decisions. This is the decision making of one selfish individual who decided to burn it down because he didn't get absolutely everything that he wanted for Christmas. To me, it's just so lame, man. It's so fucking lame.
Jem, is it just alright if I answer your question about the criticism? Because first of all, we need to be honest, right? And we also need to be fair to Rosinha. Maybe he's not ready to step in and to take the Chelsea job. I'm just throwing out ifs, buts, and maybes. Maybe he isn't, but what if he is? We'll never know until we actually see him in action, right?
Yes.
Number two is if you actually been watching Strasbourg and how he manages players over there, you can clearly see that the types of fucking he he's bringing out the fucking best out of Ben Chilwell. This is how crazy this is. Ben Chilwell is actually playing good. Now, people may say, "Oh, it's the French league, it's the French league," but it doesn't matter. It still doesn't matter. He was playing at Palace here and there, to be honest, but still wasn't contributing enough. Now it's actually becoming a main starter for Strasbourg, which is pretty good for him. I'm actually happy for him.
Yep.
So he knows how to develop players. He knows how to manage. He knows how to get the best out of young players. And this is what the hierarchy wants. Maybe not what I want, but this is what the hierarchy wants. Get the best out of the young players. And Jem, when I told you, I have to criticize Maresca. Why? Because you cannot complain about CBs when you haven't utilized the maximum of the depth of the squad. You haven't really utilized Josh.
Josh,
You know what I'm
He
saying?
played
Like, you haven't-
wait. No. He played Badiashile over Fofana in one of our most recent games with Chalobah. And what happened? Tell me. Tell me.
You said no. I just didn't hear you quite clearly. You say he played Badiashile and who?
He played Badiashile over
Mhm.
Fofana, who was on the
Yeah.
bench with
Yeah.
Chalobah, when he clearly could have played Fofana and Chalobah, who are our most leading, consistent pairing, as we know
Yeah.
through the period. And what
Mhm.
happened in that game when we was 1-0 up against Aston Villa? What happened? Tell me.
And I'm gonna be completely honest. In that game, what happened? We attacked, we couldn't score. One missed pass from Badiashile led to the whole
That's
fall
my
down.
point.
But
That's my
Jem,
point.
yeah,
You can't say to me that he isn't trusting the squad and then he's playing them and they let him down. That's not fair.
Jem,
Josh,
this is what I've been very consistent on saying. It's a partial blame. If the attackers, for example, if the attackers did their job, scoring, we wouldn't really be having this massive defensive problem. I don't really think we're that bad defensively. It's just that when you get that many chances in a game, you're just destined to, concede at some point of the game. It's just destined. Jim, we have seen this before, not only with this current Chelsea. We saw this with TT even. We saw this with TT. When we scored one and we were like, yeah, we need to score another one. Otherwise, it's going to be peak. Even though we had a great defense, you never know. One lead goal is not enough in today's football. In the old era of the Chelsea, the 04, 05, 07, 08s, cool. Yeah, we can hold on to the 1-0 lead because we were just dogs. But that's not us right now. And this is what I keep on saying. There has to be a little bit of a context on it. I'm not only blaming the defenders because they should have done better, especially Benoit. I was fuming. But at the same time,
Benji, he played the fucking pass into midfield when no one was standing. Yes or no?
At the
Yes,
middle
he
of the
did.
park, though.
yes,
Jeff,
he did.
You can't
Yes
defend the
or
ball
no?
that's lost at the middle of
Yes.
the park? Really? I'm sorry,
Wait,
Chalobah.
Julio, you can't be defending fucking Badiashile when he's doing stupid passes. In the
Me, I'm not defending him.
But I also think that Chalobah got absolutely sunned.
Well, that's just
Like-
irrelevant after. Would Chalobah have been in that position if Badiashile made that pass?
I'm sorry
Yes or
that
no?
Chalobah can never stop that opportunity.
Why are you talking about Chalobah and not Badiashile? Badiashile started it.
It's both of them because Chalobah's the one that got beat.
He started it against Aston Villa. He played.
And Chalobah sure as shit finished it, dude.
Irrelevant to what Chalobah did after, did
It's
Badiashile
not
put us in a
irrelevant because it
position-
resulted in a goal.
Did
Jem,
Badiashile put us in a position where we were unorganized because he decided to play a pass in the midfield when no one was? Yes or no?
He also, this is a great point. He also sent Anselmino on loan. If you think that was the sporting directors, you're fucking crazy. It is Maresca's job to send people on loan or keep them at the club.
Jem, I'll answer that
You're
question for you.
criticizing Maresca for not utilizing the squad, but then when he puts Fofana on the bench because he needs to manage him and brings his trust into Badiashile next to Chalobah.
Who played
And
center
we
back
won the
against
But-
Liverpool?
but-
Wait.
Who played
And
center
we
back-
won
no,
the
no, no. Who played
and we
center back
won
against
the-
Liverpool? Who played
And
center
we
back?
wait. And we 1-0 up against Aston Villa. Yes, you can blame the attack because I fucking slated the attack about the chance to win that game.
Toby Millen, then don't
Been
listen.
2-3-0. But who decided to be a bozo and switch off in the moment when we needed him to focus and he gave the ball away stupidly when we were unorganized and not in position? Badiashile.
Benoit. Yeah.
Okay.
So what are we fucking doing here?
Who
No, but
started
Jem,
against Liverpool?
Jem,
Who
I think
started-
you're mixing up what me and Khalil are saying.
No, but Benji,
We're seeing
Badiashile and Josh starting against Liverpool and were phenomenal. Okay, I'm sorry that Batty Shield made a mistake, bro. Yeah, because you were fucking perfect as a footballer. My bad that Batty Shield made a mistake against Villa.
Don't criticize Chalobah because he's had more clean sheets than Batty Shield.
Chalobah has made shit at this point 7 game-breaking mistakes
because he's had more clean sheets under this season than Batty Shield, and he's been better for us.
If you're gonna defend him, I can't defend you. But
yeah, but you're not admitting that
you're nitpicking. You're nitpicking.
No. You've got a fat agenda, and you can't admit that he had a good
call it an agenda. Call it a character assassination. I don't care.
You're missing the point. Him and fucking Fofana were our best 2 defenders through this period, and you can't admit it.
How would you know if Achapong was given the opportunity when he smashed against Liverpool? How was he not given more opportunities? Achapong. It was Batty Shield and Achapong that started against Liverpool. I know that you just forgot it.
Can I ask you a question? Did Achapong start right back recently?
He's not a right back. He's a centre back.
Wait. How was he at right back against Bournemouth? Please tell me.
Are we talking about centre back or right back?
I'm talking about where he was played in the.
So now we're switching the conversation when you can't finish the previous one.
No. Josh played right back against
Bournemouth. Right, it was flipped at half.
How was his performance? By
the way, Hughes, I'm not going to shut up. All your comments don't fucking matter to me.
No, I'm asking you a question. How was his performance against Bournemouth?
Not good.
Thank you. So my point being is I like fucking Josh, but guess what? Even he can have really bad moments in games, like Chalobah, like Batty Shield, like Fofana. Fofana ain't fucking clean. You still rate Fofana like he's his fucking great defender. All I've seen from Fofana is do stupid bozo things because he can't fucking ball. All he does is ball watch in the box. Every ball that comes in the box, he lets the man run away from him behind and they fucking score.
Okay, but now I'm going to bury you with this one. Who got
You're not going to bury me because I've already spoke.
Who got the second assist? Who got the second assist for Bournemouth? Who got that second assist?
Who had the second assist against Bournemouth?
Chalobah. Chalobah had the second assist for Bournemouth.
Yeah, with the header over his head.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and guess what? Your best mate Garnacho fucking smoking a split.
So are you saying
let the fucking guy roll from the back post and put it in the back of the net? Yes.
It's just unbelievable that I've seen you and your friends defend this.
Chalobah won the header, right, and no one reacted after it.
That's winning the header? Whipping a ball back post, players running on is winning the header? Jab.
Wait. He got his head. Wait. He got his head on the ball, right? It wasn't good. He headed it behind him. And how did everyone react after it? Go on.
It was going in the goal. What are you talking about?
No, it wasn't. It was going up behind him like that.
This is staggering. Play. It's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I'm going to leave you with this. I'm done. I've given you enough.
You're done because you can't criticize players that you have agendas on. That's it.
Oh, I could very easily criticize players that have agendas.
When I questioned that issue, you couldn't have it. And I've even said Chalobah has not been the greatest, but what I have said is that in terms of consistency in this Chelsea team, him and Fofana have given us the most clean sheets. Yes or no?
Fofana has been a big part of that. Chalobah is terrible.
Okay, so you're doing what you usually do, which is not fucking narrogating the fact that 2 defenders in that period are actually playing pretty decent, even though it wasn't good enough. Because if you said to me, if you said to me, yeah, they done well in that period, but they're still not Chelsea level, I would go, I agree with you. They're still prone to mistakes, right? They're still prone to mistakes. But guess what? Batty Shield can't focus for 90 minutes.
Just because Josh has made a couple mistakes does not mean I wouldn't kill him. I would absolutely be playing him after that Liverpool game. If he could play that well, he would for me man of the match against Liverpool. It wasn't anybody else. It was him that I picked as man of the match against Liverpool. If he can't get a run of games after that, there's a problem. For me, I'm all about merit. I don't care about how young you are. This is my point about Liam. But with Maresca, the fact that Josh wasn't given a run of games is crazy to me. Crazy that he didn't play after that. And I don't actually understand it. You play like that against the supposed best team in Europe, you need to get more game time, and he just didn't get it. And it was very disappointing. I look at Liam and I look at someone that makes players better. I look at Liam and I look at someone that maximizes potential. I look at Maresca and I don't see someone that makes players better, particularly one player that since November of 2024 has been a very big shell of himself, and that's Cole Palmer. That's Cole Palmer, who has publicly, whether he meant to or not, admitted that his manager has hamstrung him stylistically.
Cool. Let's see what happens next, eh?
I'm going to say that I think Liam Rowe Sr. is going to get more out of the players than Maresca has.
Cool. Let's see what happens.
Jen, the uncles has been having a chat. I'm not an uncle today. I'm the YN. Now I'm just gonna be young. I'm just gonna reverse my card.
Benji doesn't like what I've had to say today.
No, I don't. No. Listen, Jem, Uncle C is my beloved uncle, but what he said today, I have nothing to do. That's his opinion. Me, I'm saying this.
What did I say that was so bad?
Yeah, listen, there's no need to go back. But there has, but
did I say something inappropriate?
My uncle always says the present and the future is better than the past, and I agree. But
did I say something racist? What are you talking about, Benji?
No. No one said that, Uncle.
Oh, okay. I was like, whoa, what's going on?
No, not like that. Not like that. Not like that. I'm just thinking like this. I'm just thinking like this.
I was like, yo, I haven't somebody that to drink. What's going on?
No. I was just thinking like this. I just want to see more from the players. That's it. Yeah. I wanted to see Andrew Santos more regularly, right? Lavia's fitness has been an issue. Asugo unfortunately got injured. Lavia, we could predict. Asugo was very unpredictable because he got injured in international duties. Cool. Benoit, we all know about his fitness. Me, I've said it by myself. If he cannot stay fit, I said from December, and he has been struggling with his fitness again. But I just need him to be consistent when called upon, and maybe sometimes off the bench when defending leads. Cool. I just need to see a better consistency from the team and from the bench. Jem, I think we have a very good starting 11 sometimes. I think we can take anyone just with a starting 11. My issue comes in when you don't use the bench. Jem, remember what I said about Gittins? I've been slacking this guy for so long. I said I did not want him, but I said, you know what? I think I'm looking at Maresca why he didn't play him at least a couple of times off the bench. Because he is not that bad. Why he was benched at Dortmund, which people, actually don't get, was because they changed to a back three and they had wing backs, and Gittins couldn't really play wing back, so he played inside wing, which is not his best position. That was why he was benched majority of the games. Whenever he did play, he did not really play inside 10. He played as a touchline wing, and those were the games he actually did play good. So I do think Gittins has some, ability to play off the bench, and I think he has some maturity to do for sure. The same thing goes to Josh. Josh is not perfect, but whenever he plays good, it's exceptional. You know what I'm saying? But we just need to see a better consistency off the team, right? Hato should not really be this benched, in my opinion. He should be having games here and there. Why? Because when we bought him, he was one of the best left backs in the under 21 levels, right? Everybody was gassed about Hato, him and Kukure, he's gonna learn from him, but it's not a lot of learning if you're not playing, because I always say the best teacher in sports world is when you play and makes those mistakes so you can correct it and fix it in training. That's just my issue. Liam Delap should not be this bad. So it must be something behind, the closed doors that's not going right. Liam Delap had played his best football at Ipswich. He came to Chelsea, took the 9 shirt, and something happened. So I'm always put in context. Maybe, it's just, after that injury, that hamstring that he pulled, I don't know. But I'm just saying that I think it was wrong from the sporting directors not to back him maybe with a CB. The rest, I think we did enough for us to, keep developing and keep pushing. Garnacho was never, I said this multiple times, James. Garnacho was never supposed to be a starter. It was always supposed to be Gittins until we realized he's not good enough and he's too raw. So Garnacho became the automatic starter. We never planned to start Esteban from the jump. He was always supposed to come off the bench, have a couple of starts. That's how you play Hato. That's how you play Andrew Santos. And that's how you play Gittins, in my opinion. Why? It's because I think if you just focus on them three, playing them three more regularly, I think we win more games that we've actually been drawing or maybe even losing. The only game I'm looking at that we've been losing that was recently was Leeds, which I'm not gonna say, oh, we should have won. Nah, that was a very comfortable loss. But apart from that, Jim, it's very sad to see Maresca go. I'm not gonna say, oh, I've been slacking, but it is very sad to see Maresca go. Why? Because I like to see my manager through a tough period, dig it out, put your head down, just work, stop talking. Stop talking, just put your head down, work with the group. Come together as a collective group and work together, work harder every day. We've seen a period together with Maresca. We was absolute dogs, but sometimes we're just not. So I don't know. Is that a managerial thing? Is that a player thing? And this is what had me worried sometimes with the players or Maresca. And of course, as we've said before, you mentioned company and the fact that he has Harry Kanes and those type of players. Of course, it's a big difference. But I always say quality is quality. Quality speaks for itself. You can look at PSG, for example, that won the Champions League. They have the second youngest squad in Europe after us. And we won the Club World Cup I think we had the youngest squad at that point in Europe. So I always say if you have a very good manager that knows how to manage and, they can provide something to the team and the team is skillful and, you coach them
So
through
you're
it.
confident in Liam Ross now coming to do that, yeah?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I am.
Okay,
I
I'm
need to,
logging
Jim.
in.
I need to, Jim. I need to.
Thank you.
I'm gonna be given the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna say, hey, listen, you have 18 games in the league, because we play against City now on Saturday or Thursday. I don't know. So you have 18 games. Cool. Those 18 games, you need to prove everybody wrong, tactically and player management wise. Otherwise, now I can agree with why people want to have a protest. But I think for now, Jim, I think it's pretty useless to have a protest
Benji,
because the season is not over.
we're going into a fourth summer window. Fourth, right?
Hmm.
So I was someone that sat at the beginning of this whole regime and said, I'm not going to criticize them for the first 3 years. They can do what they want. They can bring who they want. They can, make the decisions they need to make. I backed it. And I said, listen, and there were some people that didn't have the patience. They said after 1-2 years, this is going down the wrong route. We don't like what they're doing. They're bringing in young players, a sell to buy club. That's all they're doing. They don't really care about challenging and all this bollocks, right? We're going into the fourth season potentially with Maresca sacked, who just won us a double the year before, with Liam Rossner hoping that he could potentially in the next 4 or 5 months get us Champions League football, maybe get us in, get us to a final against, I don't know, against Arsenal, beat Arsenal, get us into a final, Champions League, maybe semi-quarters, whatever, right?
Hmm.
And my initial worry, which I think with most fans, is that the person that you're bringing in hasn't experienced this type of moment. They're not used to this type of pressure. And we've seen it so many times under Potter, even Poch, even though Poch is experienced, which is stupid to say, right?
Hmm.
Maresca, who won in the championship but hadn't really played at the level that we're seeing now. And now we're going to decide to bring in another manager who hasn't really got the experience at the highest level, or managing at the highest level. And my biggest worry is that Chelsea fans will use the whole word of, well, we've got to give him time. He needs to implement he needs to implement his style, he needs to implement this, he needs to implement that. And I understand all that. But what the
Hmm.
ball don't understand is that when you're Chelsea Football Club, you have standards. You have a level of where we should be, or where we should be at. We're going to be closing 10 years of winning a domestic trophy. You know that. That's too
Yeah,
long for this football club. We
I
ain't
agree.
Man United. We ain't Arsenal. We shouldn't be in that position. So my point is this: if you're going to sack someone like Maresca, who's on the back, won 2 trophies for you and got you Champions League, then you better
Hmm.
make sure that the person that you bring in is ready to compete for this next 3, 4, 5 months. If we get to the end of this year and we're fucking 6th or 7th, we haven't won anything because the guy we've got still learning, I'm not even going to moan about him. You're not going to see
No.
one thing about me moaning about Rosner. What I'm going to be moaning about is them fucking pricks at the top, yeah? Because they decided to get rid of Maresca, like they said in their statement, because they felt that it was the right time. And while we were under 4 competitions, that's what they said, under 4 competitions to be able to compete and move forward. So
Yep.
my thing is this: if I'm wrong, I will hold my hands up high. If we get to the end of the season, we get Champions League. Sorry, if we get Champions League football, maybe we win a fucking trophy under Arsenal. I'll say, listen, great shout. You got rid of Maresca, you brought someone in that was thrown into the fucking dark, and he managed to make it happen in a short period of time. But my worry is that he just isn't ready yet to make that jump. And the fact is, I don't want to be sitting here moaning about another manager who's getting criticised for decision making, for game management, for players that he's playing in game, because he's trying to learn what he thinks is the best for what he needs out of his own system. And this is a big fucking squad that he's going to be inheriting. And there's going to be a lot of players that are going to want to be pleased because they're going to want minutes here and there, right? We understand that. So
100%.
I'm just worried about how he's going to manage it all, get us through this period without all the experience, and actually allow us to challenge, especially against the bigger teams if we make it to semi-finals, finals, and whatever else. I don't think that's an unvalid comment, what I'm saying. I think that actually makes sense,
Yeah.
because
yeah.
it's obviously good. And I can only go on what I've seen up to this point. And what I've seen up to this point is Maresca being the most successful manager out of all the managers that these sporting directors have employed by winning 2 trophies, right? And all these other fucking guys that we've employed have fucking left us in the mud. 8th, 10th, whatever it fucking was, right? And it worries me that if we continue going down this model, we are going to get left behind because we're not stepping up. We're not actually improving, right? That's my worry. And that's why I don't think he's
Jim, you know what worries me, man?
Mm.
When you're retweeting the protest, because what you've done with this streaming session. Now I'm not gonna be joking, and I'm not gonna yell, and I'm not gonna be an asshole about this. I'm just gonna be honest with you, and I want you to hear me on this. Right now, we are at a crucial point with not just the season, but I think in the career of a lot of our really important players. I think guys like Enzo Fernandez, who's a very important player for Chelsea. I give him shit, but he is. Caicedo, crucial player, right? Fofana, crucial player. Esteval, going to be a crucial player. Cole Palmer, the crucial player, all right? And we've been waiting a very long time to get back into Champions League. We've been waiting a while, really, to even get deep into competitions domestically, right? We've wanted this. We've wanted this pressure, this type of forefront war. It's going to be wild. 9 games in January, right? All this stuff. If that's the case, and then on top of that, we're bringing in a guy who's my age to do this. Is he 37? I'm 37. So you're bringing in Liam, and you're at a crucial point in the season where if we do well and we stay in all 4 competitions, we could actually win something this year, which is great. And as a result of all of that, big pressure cooker, we haven't been playing well. Everybody needs to do better. You and your friends and a portion of this fan base decide that it's a good idea to publicly embarrass the club. I have to be honest with you. I know it's your right to do it. Not even a privilege. It's your right to protest in a civil society. You're allowed to do it. It's not illegal, right? As long as you guys aren't violent, and I hope you're not, it's not illegal.
No.
I just think it's so poorly timed at a point where we are really vulnerable. And I don't see how this helps the team. When you're going to make a big decision in your life, whether it's in your job, in your personal life, right? Maybe you ask someone to marry you. Or if you're going to, decide I'm going to move, right? The first thing you should ask yourself more than anything else is, does this help me? Does this benefit me? Does this make my life better? And I have to ask you and all your friends who are promoting this, because you're promoting the fuck out of it, and it's really starting to irritate me. Does this help the club?
Yes. It don't help the club. Maybe it doesn't. But what I can't accept is mediocrity. The fact that we're not
I
trying
can't
to,
either. I can't either.
the fact that we can't even say what we feel when we've given this fucking ownership enough time to show us what their vision is, right? And I've given them that. Don't tell me that I can't say what I've got to say
You have
after
given them
waiting,
that.
after waiting for 3-4 years for them to show me, because I was one of the most patient people before criticizing this board,
Jen,
right?
so was I.
My worry is that they're going to fall down the same route as they have for the last 3 years, and that's why I feel the way I feel. And this is why I've put out what I feel, because I don't trust the people in control to make the right decisions, Carlito, and that's because of what we've seen so far. Okay, you could only go on what you've seen after no manager under this sporting directors have lasted longer than 2 fucking seasons, bro. Not even 2.
Yeah.
How can they implement their philosophy and their views of what they want to do with this squad if we keep taking 2 steps backwards and bringing someone in who's got to take on the players that we've taken on over this period, and then also needs the time that they need to get to that level to maybe show us that they can, implement the philosophy, that they can get us back to the level that Chelsea Football Club deserve to be at, right? It's the decision making that we continuously keep seeing from the people above that lets us down. And this is why I feel the way I feel, because we're going into a 4th season, right, where we're sitting there in January, we're still in 4 competitions, and we're going to throw all this fucking pressure on an inexperienced individual who's managing Strasbourg to come into this club and try and make things happen. Whatever their targets are probably different to what we feel as fans, right? I agree with you. That's always going to be a different scenario. It might just be that they want Champions League football again. But time is of the essence for me. You can't keep going 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and we're still not improving in terms of the domestic level of closing the gap against the people above us. We're 15 points plus already off the top. That's not good enough.
Well, Arsenal was out of Champions League for 6 years. Now, I know we're not Arsenal, and I do understand that, and I respect people that say
when I feel the way I feel right now, Carlito, is because of what I've seen over nearly 4 years.
Right,
under
but
this
Jim, I gotta say, dude, like, look, when I was in college, I would protest the Bush and Obama administrations to give more AIDS research and funding in sub-Saharan Africa. That's what I used to do. I used to run protests, okay? But it was for a real cause. And there was reasons behind it, and there was principles behind it. I don't feel like this is a positive spirited protest. I feel like this is mean spirited, and they're taking advantage of a vulnerable situation where we need togetherness more than ever. And what you guys are going to do is try and rip this fucking club apart.
It's not a violent protest. It was made.
I'm not talking about violent. I'm talking about violent rhetoric.
It was made about targeting the specific situation that we're not happy about, which is the ownership of the sporting directors and the decisions they've made up to this point.
You are picking one hell of a time to do it, man.
Cool, but guess what? They've got rid of the manager that won us 2 trophies last season because of all the shit that he's done up to this point, whether it's talking to Man City, whether it's talking to Juventus and whatever else. But my point is, and I said to you, Carlito, in a message, if their decision was to go and change and fit out of their project and look for someone that was a little bit more experienced to get us to win for the now, I would step back and go, I'm not entertaining this. My problem is that from all we're hearing up to this point right now is the fact that we're going to look in-house, pull a manager from Strasbourg who's still learning the fucking ropes, throwing him in the deep end, and maybe trying to find a manager that can cover Strasbourg for the next 4 or 5 months, which you already know Strasbourg are not happy about because we're looking to even go down the route. And my point is, it's just not the right thing to do. I don't think it's the right thing to do as a fan.
I'm
not. Jim,
all of this is terrible. Jim, I think all of it's terrible. I think the fact that we've had to fire a manager again is terrible. It's very, very unfortunate that he did this because they did not do this. This is a reaction to decisions by one individual. And let's talk about the Sunday game. This is a stream about the protest, dude. And
we're not doing no Sunday games now.
We're not talking about the game right now. But Jim, I'm really worried. Because this time I think you're going to get a turnout. The first 2 times, really the first 3 times, there's actually 3 protests. And the first 3, even the last one, it didn't really do anything. It didn't really negatively impact the team. My concern is that this one actually might. And it actually won't. It won't accomplish anything you want to. They're not going to their model, and they're not going to fire people on the board who need to be voted out, not fired. They're not going to change their philosophy of what they do.
But I've just been told that it's thrown in the high medias now, like people.
But what it might do is it might actually turn the players against some of the fans.
I don't think so.
I
don't think so.
I think
the players will be sitting there.
Game was stopped. Remember when the Manchester United game was stopped? Do you remember that game was postponed because people weren't on the field at Manchester United? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I don't see that.
You don't remember that? No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, since then, and I'm not saying it's that incident, but really since then, there's been a pretty acrimonious relationship between a lot of the players and the fans and Manchester United. Now, it's not the sole reason, but I think it's one of them. I'm worried that it's just going to make things worse. I really am, because I don't think you guys are going to get anything accomplished on your agenda that you want, your agenda meaning your to-do list. I just don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to work, man.
Cool.
Jem, let's just finish up with this.
All right.
No, I'm just gonna finish out very easily because I think it's been a good conversation. Overall, just sharing opinions. Because I've heard Carlito, Uncle C, and I've heard Uncle G too. I just think moving forward, right? Moving forward, we need to learn from our mistakes. The sporting directors, remember when Bowley and the rest came into the club, we were supposed to bring the best under 25. This is why I've been criticizing this very, very much, to be honest. Where is the best under 25s? The experienced under 25s, because you can still go and get the experienced under 25s. That's my only issue. So we need to do a better job in terms of blending the squad together with experience so they can grow together and become better and have at least a good coach for at least 2-3 years. So this is why I'm a little bit angry with what's it called? This is why I'm a little bit angry with the second of Maresca, because I think he should have had the season out at least. But cool, now he's sacked. Jem, I told you already, I think Rossini is gonna do a good job, right? I still believe we're gonna get into Champions League. I still believe we're gonna see a better progression from the players that we haven't seen a lot from. The Hattos, Josh, and the rest of them. If that's not the case, listen, I'll hold my hands up and say, you know what, I was wrong. It's fine. But I want this club to keep on moving forward, reminding you that every single year under Blue Coat, we've been going in the right direction, meaning forward. We haven't really gone backwards. We've only gone backwards with the manager. This is the next step we need to focus on. Can we have some stability, please? Right? Can we have some good relationship between the manager and the sporting director so they can work together to elevate this team to the next level? Meaning what? The Premier League. The Premier League is the next level. So that's my final say, and I hope everybody can somewhat agree to that.
Hey,
yeah.
Listen, there's lots going to happen from now till, obviously, I'm not really paying much attention about the Man City game, I'll be honest. I'll watch it, but I ain't got much high hopes for it, guys. I don't really care who plays shit. You could say this one was shit or he wasn't good. I don't care. I'm at that point right now. I need to see who's coming in for the foreseeable future. And then we can have a discussion around how we think he's going to line up. And listen, I pray to the Lord, because I'm a Chelsea fan, that whoever comes in improves us and gets us to the next level. I always do. I'm not afraid to sit here and say to Carlito and Benji, I was wrong. He's done really well. He's got us to here. He's won us this. He's done that. I'm just going on what I've seen and how I feel about how we run currently right now and why we're still not closing the gap after season 3, going into season 4, the summer window. That's my worry, and I feel like people that are potentially going to protest on that basis are merited on that because they care about the football club. I don't think it's going to be abusive. I think it's going to be targeted on the sporting directors and the board because they're the decision makers on who comes in and comes out. And listen, whether you agree with it or not, I think it's going to happen on the 17th. Will it make a difference? I don't know. I'm in Dubai. I can't get myself over there. Otherwise, if I was like I was for the Ricks protest when it was only 50 of us standing outside Stamford Bridge, I would have been there. But that's just because of the way I am, right? Like, I'm not saying what Benji and Carlito's saying is wrong. I'm just doing what I feel is the best for my football club and for them as well, because that's how I feel, right? Because I want us all to be happy. You know what I mean? Outside of the agendas and all the shit that we talk about, right? So it is what it is, but we do need to shoot off, guys. I need to shoot off because it's nearly 3 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, I gotta do that too. Big up.
Really good live. Big up everyone that's here right now. Make sure you hit the like buttons, hit the notifications. We're going to be back very shortly once the announcement's made of the managers. Make sure you're back here, and then we can start talking about the manager. I will change mine. I'll just say one thing. Whoever gets announced, I will back them. I always do. I will back
what I was going to
that
say. Hey,
Yeah,
like look, Liam Rossinier is coming into a club that's huge.
I back him.
And
I back him.
what I'm worried about is that their small percentage of the people will hate him for non-footballing reasons, which is disgusting. And I'm worried. I am worried about that a little bit because this fan base can get a little weird. But
Yes, man.
I want people to back him, man. I want people to back him.
He's calling you a fraud, Carly. What's going on here, man? What the fuck?
Yeah, Melina's texting me all the time. This crazy person. No, I'm just kidding. Melina's the best. No, she's the best. She's the best. I love Melina. One of my very good friends. I want everybody to just look, say what you want about the board. Don't fucking put that shit on the manager, man. I think the manager deserves our support because it's a really hard job he's about to jump into. And I
don't blame him. I don't blame him one bit. That's the funny thing. Like, I don't, if it is him, I don't blame him. Like, I really don't.
Oh, he wants the job too. I mean, like, it's obviously a great opportunity for him. And I know Benji and I have been on this for a while. Liam is a very good manager. I just hope that everybody can at least give him a chance.
Yeah, of course. 100%.
He's not an extension of the owners. He's not. He's his own person. All right.
Guys, big up every single one of you. I appreciate everyone that's been here right now. Have a good evening. Take care of yourselves. We'll be back shortly. Carlito, thank you. Benji, thank you. I'll see you all soon.